Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, and you know what it is. You already know what it is. This is Way Out Wednesday. This is Way Out Wednesday. This is the day where yeah, no, you become the boss. Yes, you become the boss. All you have to do is give us a call, 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. You give us a call and you become the boss. Whatever you want to talk about it, we will talk about it and talk about it in its entirety. In its entirety, right here at DKM Media Group and Associates. So make sure you utilize that option. Give us a call and let's talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about today, this morning, so that we can get this thing rock and rolling. Get this thing rock and rolling. We're actually waiting on each and every one of you to call in. Hope that you have a topic that you want to talk about. But before we go there, I got to say good morning to Captain Leonard. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, good morning, Raheem, in the morning, go family. Good morning.
Man, look at that Joker came in with a ball of energy. You hear that? He ready for y'all. He ready for y'all. He came in with a
I have
ball.
to be woke.
Good deal. Leonard, I got a question, and actually, I'm gonna tell you something. I spoke to Curtis about this topic yesterday, and surprisingly enough, as intellectual as Curtis is, he struggled he struggled with it a little bit, and at first it kind of took him aback because he was like he didn't understand the question, and then when I explained to him what it was and why it was, he got deep into it, and I'm expecting him to call in this morning because I told him we'll probably end up talking about this today on the Morning
Okay.
Glow, and which one has the most power? And listen, at the surface of this question, it's gonna sound very simplistic, but if you really dig into it, you understand that the depth of it, much like Curtis did yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Which one has the most power? Which one is more powerful? Fire or water?
It's neither one is more powerful than the other.
Mm.
They are elements. They don't compete.
Mm-hmm. Can they
They
coexist?
just are.
Mm-hmm. Can they
They
co-
they they
come on, come on, come on, come on. Mm-hmm.
they exist for a particular purpose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the unfortunately the some people don't understand the relevance. They see what they're able to do. They see how we have been able to manipulate them,
Mm-hmm.
but they are elements,
Mm-hmm.
and elements are different than regular other types of materials or things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say for instance, we have the periodic table.
Yes.
These are things that it just exists.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But more so when you're talking about fire and water, man didn't always know fire.
No. No.
You know,
Mm-mm.
so you're talking about a concept that most people really wouldn't dwell on a lot unless they were people trying to use it. Like, say for instance, imagine the guy that sat there and said, you know what, I bet you if I took this water and put some pressure on it, what I could do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're finding out how water, the use of water and hydraulic processes produces energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. That
Mm-hmm.
wasn't always
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
When
true.
you, it was simple at one point to where it was just the fact that water moving along a wheel would turn another wheel, and a wheel that would turn a windmill
Mm-hmm.
and would provide energy. These elements are here for us to use, and that's how we come up with all these different things
Mm-hmm.
that we have today. They started from something as simple as, if you can remember from school or learning about history and things,
Mm-hmm.
the Bronze Age.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay. Yeah.
before men were molding
Mm-hmm.
metal,
Mm-hmm.
they had to have fire first
Yes.
in order to mold the metal.
Mm-hmm.
To mold the metal would make it used first of all for weapons
Mm-hmm.
and things of that.
I think we
that
look.
nature,
There we
how
go.
we use it for
Hmm.
our advantage.
Hmm. Now you said something. If you take the water and you add pressure to it, and you add and when it gets that pressure added to it, how powerful it can be. But what do you think would be more destructive? Would it be the power of that water, a tsunami, or whatever the case, or would it be fire, like the California fires? Which would be more destructive?
They have the same power
Wow, that's good.
to destroy. They have the same power to destroy because all that was that. All that will be after us is that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's not that we can limit it or anything like that. We do our best to protect ourselves from it. And on the other end, we use it to our advantage.
Mm-hmm.
It's to be used. However, you have to respect it. And Christianity does not teach that respect.
Now, can in the use or in our use of it, can we lose control of it? And
Oh, yeah, definitely.
okay, okay, okay.
That within the power of water is the energy, enough energy to destroy this planet.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
You can wipe out whole cities with a glass of water if you learn how to manipulate the energy.
Wow, that's deep, brother. I don't know how
Well,
to.
I mean, you have.
Mm. Look here. I don't know how to do that, but that's
That's
deep.
why.
Yeah.
That's why it's very difficult to do.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
within a glass of water lies probably the energy to power an entire city.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now,
In
see,
the same respect, fire can
that's what I was
destroy
about to
the
ask you.
entire city.
That's what I was about to ask you right there. That was exactly the question I was about to ask you because I can understand what you're saying with the water, and people don't understand if water get out of control. If you don't control the water or the element of water, it can be very destructive. It could be very
Without it, you die.
exactly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, without it, you die.
Okay.
Think about that.
Now. Okay. Let's do this, and I'm going to equate, and I know it is different, yet it could be somewhat the same. But the sun, if we said the sun was a great ball of fire, if you say the sun is a great ball of fire that's been burning forever, if the sun decided tomorrow, or God decided tomorrow that He didn't want the sun to shine anymore, how destructive would that be for us here on Earth?
Without it, you
Yes.
die.
Without the sun?
You die.
Wow. So now we're back to the equal plane.
Yeah, I mean it is equal in its own right, and they have just as much power as the other. Mm-hmm. It's just that because you don't know, don't mean it's not there. Mm-hmm. You know, because we have not figured out how to do it, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's just that it's knowledge. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's the knowledge. You gotta remember, all knowledge. You know, before we wrote things down, knowledge was passed through oral tradition, rituals, and practices, and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. You know, it wasn't caught up and bound by religion and things of that. It was religion. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then we evolved and started evolving how we looked at things. Mm-hmm. You know, it was amazing how if you because I started off as a medic and things like that in the military and what have you, and went to nursing school and things like that. And when you look at how life is intertwined with certain things and how, you know, just to get a little bit, how carbon plays a part in our existence. Mm-hmm. These things are elements of existence.
Mm-hmm. Got you.
Elements of our existence.
We got a Toussaint with us this morning. Toussaint, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning? Hey, Toussaint, I need to hear your perspective on something, and Leonard is educating us right now, man. And but I want to hear your perspective on it as well. What is more powerful fire or water?
Hmm. Hmm.
That's the same
Hmm.
response. That's the same response I got from Curtis yesterday when I asked him a question. He was like, hmm. And at first,
Hmm.
he was like, man, mm. And for a few minutes, he did just what you're doing right now. You're like, because it's something that a lot of people
Yeah.
don't think about. But think about both of the elements, and Leonard did a perfect job of explaining the fact that they're both elements, and
Yes.
but using those elements, looking at the elements for who they are and what they are, which one is more powerful?
Well, and I think about that. I don't know if, water is something else.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it'll put the fire out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but, I don't know. I'm getting complimented. But I think I would say they're almost equal
Mm-hmm.
because you think about, I see farmers,
Mm-hmm.
and it's amazing how when at a certain time, I think it may be, I don't know how many years, all of a sudden what they do is set the field afire.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing? But it helps the next in the next growing season,
Yeah.
the crops grow better.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how they do that. I
Mm-hmm.
never thought that doesn't seem like that wouldn't make no sense. What you gonna set the field afire for?
Mm-hmm.
But it gets rid of a lot of things that is not needed
Mm-hmm.
in order for the next harvest
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the next crop to be planted.
Mm-hmm.
But water, you know that you can have a drip dripping in the same place. If it continues, it'll make an indent on anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Color cat.
Mm-hmm. And
So I
it'll make its way through a steel pipe. That constant
sure
drip
will.
will make its way. If
Either that or rust it out.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Concrete.
Both of them are
Mm-hmm.
a cleansing process.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them can be a cleansing. I remember you think Katrina was a bad thing,
Mm-hmm.
but washed away things that they had hurricane-proof houses on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find them.
They're gone.
They in the Gulf of Mexico somewhere.
Wow. Wow. Mm. And see,
Water can do some stuff.
and see, and that's coming from coming from you. I can respect that because coming from you, you have to deal with this hurricane season every year, and
Hmm.
every year,
Boom.
yeah, you have to deal with the hurricane season every year, and from that hurricane season, one of the elements that you have to deal with certainly is the water.
Certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Let's go
Yeah.
to let's go to Rico. Rico, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, grand rising to everybody, man. How's everybody doing this morning?
Hey, doing good, brother. I need to ask you a question, Rico, and I need you to think about it, man, because it's gonna sound like a real simplistic question, but if you really dig into it and let your mind go free, it it's complicated. So, and the question is this: what is more powerful, fire or water?
There are, it's funny because that's a question I used to ask myself when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
I might be misinformed, but I was told that the world was destroyed by both at one point in time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at it, and like I said, very young, thought about it. Now, which one is more powerful? I think they're equally powerful. Water might have a slight edge because, like they said, you can put fire out with water.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go to science. They said we came out of water. Science, some science theories said we evolved from water.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's go to Noah. Noah was able to adapt for 40 days and 40 nights, right?
Mm-hmm.
And take two of everything on the earth and make sure that it survived too, right?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
But I can't think of too many ways you can survive and a complete inferno of everything. Imagine hell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't see anything surviving no flames. I don't know anything. My metal even melts. I poured iron. I've seen what heat can do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that as a matter of fact, I saw the evidence of before I went to this job of a man that fell into a furnace trying to earn $1. Nothing to recover. Nothing to recover. But you might even be able to recover a body from some water.
Yeah.
So I think they water might have an edge on it. It might be a protector for us.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as being more powerful, I think the water may be more powerful. It's more devastating. I think fire may be more devastating. I mean, we can adapt the water. We can float. We are yacht. I mean, we're surviving in the middle of the ocean, and the cruise liners are running out of electricity and everything now.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't fly forever to avoid a fire.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Unless you got some nuclear power.
Mm-hmm.
Raheem,
Yes, sir.
I thought about something.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to almost just say fire because death and hell will be cast in the lake of fire.
Mm-hmm.
Says even how we say, you know, when it rained for 40 days and 40 nights to destroy all of mankind.
Mm-hmm.
Says the next time it won't be water, you know, but fire next time.
Mm-hmm.
And even the world, the earth, the heavens are melt away in fervent heat.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought about that.
Yeah. And see, and the more you think about it, and 10 minutes later from now, Donna, you might switch your mind, you know, because you know it's so it's so many layers on it. Leonard, what do you say? What's on your heart right now? Leonard, you there?
It just depends on what perspective, you know, when you look at it, because one, it's about elements, and if you study science,
Mm-hmm.
and everything that a lot of people describe, like what Tucson just described.
Mm-hmm.
For some people, that's the collapse of a star.
Yeah.
Stars release this type of energy when they fold within themselves and explode,
Mm-hmm.
which is a lot of the reason why some people attribute things to like the Big Bang Theory and things of that nature. You know, if you look at it from a religious point of view, all you see is destruction. Is death and things. But to some it's rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
Like you say about burning the field, it's to encourage rebirth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why you burn the field, to destroy all those things that are useless, and so new things can grow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the fire, while you see it as destroying something, it's actually strengthening something. Like the more you expose the metal to a fire over and over, it makes it what is tempered.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to make it hard by constantly heating it and cooling it and beating it and forming it and heating and cooling it. The more you do it, the stronger the metal becomes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like my man Rico just said, he worked with metal. He don't see what he can do.
Yeah.
You know, you look at some iron and somebody goes, that iron is so hard. Put enough fire on it.
Mm-hmm.
Put enough fire on it. If you look at the table of elements, they go together certain ways. They work together. They produce certain things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but this is what, you know, scientists dedicate their lives to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and then when we talk about fire or water, there are 4 distinct elements usually referred to: fire, water, earth, and air.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those are very important to the scientists, and the ways that they can be manipulated. Look at how we have manipulated them.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the things that we take advantage. We take for granted. Oxygen. Oxygen don't occur everywhere.
Mm.
If you were to leave this earth, you would find that out very quickly. Or if you are locked in a room with limited air, you would learn how important it is to have oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain elements that have to come together for you to live. Oxygen is one of them.
Yes, sir. You won't make it too much. You
So,
won't make it too
you
much
know-
or too long without it. You certainly won't.
Oh no. You're not gonna go too long without that.
And that's what.
Hey, I just thought about something.
What's that?
I just thought about something with that he just said. Something we learned a long time ago, and sometimes we look over the simple stuff. You know, you said a second ago it sounds simple, but it might not be that simple. But it is. When they look for life on other planets, they look for one thing: water.
Yep.
When so they let you know, like Leonard said a second ago, without it we can't survive. We got to have water to survive. So if they looking for life on other planets based on if that planet has water, that goes to show you which one is most important or which one is most powerful. But now, like I said, when you talk about devastation, the negative end of it, for a human being, we don't need to be melted like iron and steel. We can't survive that and come back together as a whole, complete, polished piece. So yeah, that fire would be way more devastating toward us. We can find some type of way to adapt or make water more useful. We could take acid ocean water and desalinate it. If we really wanted to make sure that there was never a water shortage. And this is like the most water plentiful planet that we know of so far. So yeah, I mean, without that, what would we be? What would we be?
Yeah. Exactly.
There are species of animals that beneath the ocean we never seen before surviving based on the fact that they have water to even be alive.
Yeah, exactly. And see, and that's a whole different conversation right there, man, because that ocean is so mysterious, man. That ocean is so mysterious, man. You're right. There's so many animals in there that we don't even know exist. Man has never laid his eyes on.
I can't think of one animal that's produced from fire. Not one life, or that can survive it.
Well, they try to say the phoenix rise from the burning ashes and stuff like that, but I don't know what that's all about. Donald, you know, I need to do some more research on that one. Go ahead, Donald. What's on your heart?
Throw him back in the volcano and see what happens.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know anything that's surviving in the volcano, in the Ida volcano. I don't know if anything, maybe something's produced rocks and stuff like that. But I don't think there's anything that survives. You know, sometimes you need a certain amount of water to put the fire out. Sometimes the fire get uncontrollable.
Okay.
And you just have to let it burn itself out. When you get the firefighters, they have their planes, and when you have fires in California fires, and you can pour water, they have all the fire, and they'd be doing it for days and days and days. I remember when I was coming up, I don't know if y'all know anything about them big black ants that used to grow in trees.
Oh yeah.
So we decided that we was gonna burn them out. And we set the tree, the hole that they was nesting, set it afire. And we poured water in that tree, we poured water in that tree, and went home and went to bed. By 12 o'clock that night, that fire started burning. Because somewhere we missed it.
Yeah.
And they had to call. We got in trouble behind it. But I don't know. When you think about we can swim.
Did you get your behind warmed up?
Tore up on the floor. Then we couldn't go by the neighbor's house too much for a while at least. We used to play spades and all that in their backyard. When we set that tree afire, we was banned from the house.
Yeah.
For a minute at least.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's how that thing works. Leonard, talk to me, brother. What's on your heart? Rico, coming to you next.
Well, we talking about, we have to think about energy, because you can think about it, a lot of times this is a physical conversation, I would say, okay?
Yes.
So this physical conversation about fire and water may have a different narrative as well, because a lot of people have looked on it as judgment.
Okay.
And how, even when you're reading the Bible and it compares and it tells you about, it says particular things about fire and water and wind and the earth, and how, other religions are more into protecting environment, and then taking into consideration how these things blend together, and how, as human beings, we're supposed to take care of the earth.
Yeah.
But yet, you're poisoning your water, and you don't realize you poison your water. What are you going to drink? So, it translates into a lot where you're talking about what is more powerful or whatever. Guess what? Water can kill just as much as fire.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
It can give just as much. You mentioned the story of a myth about a phoenix. This is where these stories come from. It's because people have, attributed their knowledge to these elements that have always existed. And some people look down on other cultures and civilizations for some of the explanations they've used, and the things they have attributed to fire and water and wind and the earth. So other people have a different relationship and they understanding of the elements.
Yeah, and that's good. Yeah. That's good. And like I said, though this seems like it's so simple, man. It's really very, very complicated, man. This question it's a deep question, man. But a lot of people don't take the time to really think about it, because it's not something that you'll think about every day. It's not something that you'll think about every day. But right now, we got, if I'm not mistaken, we have another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Morning, that might be me.
Hey,
y'all.
Good morning, young lady. Good morning. How you doing? Now you
I am well.
You and Leonard not gonna fight this morning, are you?
Oh, no, we don't fight. We always gonna be back and forth. That ain't never gonna go to PCI to go around and come back around again. Me and Leonard gonna always go back and forth. If we not on it, it just is what it is.
There you go.
Because he is Leonard.
Exactly.
And I'm Toya. And it's not really a fight. You know what I'm saying? We just feel how we feel. A very strong alpha male.
Exactly.
Strong male.
There you go.
I'm female. We just discuss it, and if we don't agree, then we just don't, how that go. But I love Leonard. Leonard know I love him, honey, please.
Toya, I'm gonna ask you.
He know ain't nobody mess with him, and anything he need, I got him, honey. Yeah. But he just ain't gonna fool me, because I ain't gonna bend.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna bend. He ain't fooling with Toya. She not gonna bend. I get them other ones bend. Toya ain't gonna bend. I ain't gonna fool with that right there. She crazy.
Exactly. Let me ask you the question we're talking about this morning, Toya, and I want to hear your heart on it. Like I said, it may sound like a very simple question, but once we dig into it, as we've been doing, it's real complicated. What is more powerful, Toya? What is more powerful, fire or water?
Ooh, I don't know. I think water. I think water. I guess when I think of the living water, you know what I'm saying? Like it's what can surpass water? You know what I'm saying? We use water to put fires out. We use water. Water washes away sand, turn dirt into mud, and everything. Let me tell you, the whole world with the water, enough of it. Oh man, what you gonna do? Nothing. Not snow, not metal, not whatever. When it all get to rolling up and balling up and coming your way. So I personally think, water is stronger than fire. I think that's the strongest element.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I just thought about another level when I thought about the living water. My God,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? The water that he is and the way that he flows. You know what I'm saying? That right there speaks for itself. The power of water.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good. That's good, and that's why I say, man, this thing is so deep. Rico, let me ask you a question. What was and this is taking a turn while staying the same. But what was first? Was fire first or water first?
I mean, that's up for debate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, science says different things. You know what I'm saying? They said that the Earth was full of chaos and volcanoes creating, forming the rock formations and mountains and everything, the land. If I'm not mistaken, you got gas planets. They found other planets in the solar system that are full of this lava and heat.
Mm-hmm.
And the type of organisms that live in that, like Donald said earlier, the type of, if you do find anything living in the volcano, it ain't nothing that we could communicate with. It's not a dolphin.
Mm-hmm.
We could communicate with dolphins. You know what I'm saying? We can interact with even great white sharks, seals.
Mm-hmm.
Once we come in contact with these creatures that live in the water, but they can survive on this planet just as we can communicate with that to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
So and like I said, to me, like you said, it's not a simple question, but to me, it's basic. To me, if you need water to survive, and they're looking for water on other planets to know that that's what it takes for life to survive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with water being the most powerful, most beneficial, even in severe cold, because this planet has gone through ice ages,
Okay, well, let me do this.
Stages, you know what I'm saying?
Let me do this, Rico. Let me
people survive.
Rico, let me do this real quick. I'm gonna ask you the question I asked Leonard earlier. And you're absolutely right. We have to have water to survive. But what if, for whatever reason, we wake up tomorrow morning and God says the sun is not gonna shine anymore, and he kill off the sun? Will we be able to survive without the sun?
Oh no! I say that all the time. That's the whole purpose. Now, see, now you're fixing to get into some space stuff. You know what I'm saying? You start questioning the real possibilities out there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
One thing about it, people talk about life on other planets and being aliens and this and that. We're gonna be the aliens one day.
Mm-hmm.
We just can't sit on this planet and say, well, we're gonna leave it up to God to come back and save us, even though the sun is going to go to supernova and the whole solar system is not going to exist anymore. Mm-hmm. We're just going to wait on it. No, right now they're trying to find a way to get to Mars. Mm-hmm. And they want to go beyond that.
Yeah.
Because they know that is our intention, is to preserve this most precious gift that the universe and God has given us, and that's the gift of life. Mm-hmm. We got to protect it. We got to preserve it. So one day we will be the aliens supplying and providing life on other planets just to survive. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We will not only colonize Africa, we're gonna colonize somewhere else. We got to. Mm-hmm. So that start getting deep, and then you start wondering and asking yourself, what's to say that didn't already happen? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's to say somebody didn't put us here to prolong life, because somewhere else they already lost their son, and they went through civilization and got to the point of where they could provide for themselves and protect life.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Sustain it.
Mm-hmm. See that's
what are we all the offspring of previous civilizations that had to take it upon themselves to sustain this gift of life? Because that's what our job is going to be.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Donald, talk to me, brother. If their son see,
go ahead.
When he
said that,
what's that?
The Tower of Babel, we probably would have got to Mars by now. Mm-hmm. If he wouldn't have confused our language.
Yeah.
Because he said, let me go down because, and I'm not trying to quote it, but he says, nothing will be impossible for them. Mm-hmm. That's why it's so important to have unity. Mm-hmm. Because we can do some amazing things if we just get together. But God saw the potential of mankind. And he had to stop them from congregating in a certain place. And he confused their language, and he said, there will be nothing impossible for them. So they would have kept building and building and building and building and building. And their intentions was to build up to heaven.
Yes.
So if he said, and if he had to interact with man to stop them from their potential, what's impossible with man? I just thought about that.
Absolutely. Leonard?
Well, it is really this subject, and I'm gonna be amazed to see who calls in and their perspective, because this is what divides people, and what causes some people have been tortured and murdered for sharing simple knowledge. And
but it's also said, my people perish for the lack of knowledge, and so
yeah. But perishing in things is subjective.
Yeah.
Even a person like what? There are Christians who remain ignorant because they don't appreciate science.
Yeah.
They prefer their own ignorance. With all the knowledge that is available, they'll stick to what someone else wrote. And then they'll let somebody else tell them, and if you go try to find out, you're gonna go to hell.
Yeah. Wow.
This is the way people keep you ignorant. And you just accept for the fact, because it takes so much work to search for the truth. There are men right now that have built their own personal ways to escape Earth, and if some type of cataclysmic event occurs.
Wow.
Time machine.
They're say, for instance, my man that does the Virgin Record, you on Virgin Record. What's his name? Eli? Is that what's the guy? Musk, that does everything. The one of them is named Elon Musk, I believe.
Oh, Elon Musk, the one that's over Tesla.
Which one just built that last spaceship that went into orbit?
Elon Musk.
That's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, this guy is so forward thinking and has so much money. He partners with the U.S. government, and he provides what builds the ship that just took these last astronauts into space. With his money, he did that. See, a man with resources is what you all would hate to say. He almost looks like a god.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Because they manipulate resources this way. He's able to go into space by himself. Okay? This is why he commands so much attention, because even without a government or without a Bible, he'll build a machine that goes into orbit. While you argue about whether he should or not.
Let's take it a step forward.
Go ahead.
Let's take it a step further with him. He's trying to combine humans with computers so they can live forever. They call it transhumanism, and he even has a company that exists up and running with investors. Because he want to live forever, and he ain't waiting on science. He got enough money to buy the science.
Exactly.
Whether we know it or believe it or not.
You wear gold. He takes the gold and makes it into materials that can be used to withstand the heat to get closer to the sun.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Exactly.
So we have to always be cognizant of different things. With science, for instance, Christians argue about why you shouldn't do things. Because they so scared of finding out things, or people becoming more, a lot of Christians believe that the world only exists the way they say it exists. And if you try to do anything to disturb their beliefs or what have you, you're of the devil.
Wow.
Everybody don't want you to be smart. Everybody don't want you to have knowledge.
Is that their way to a certain extent, Leonard, of keeping their thumb on you?
Exactly.
Mm.
Because if I can tell you something enough to scare you, it'll keep you from reaching your potential.
Mm-hmm.
Like one, don't tell nobody. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell no. Let's keep it a secret.
Yeah. Let's keep this among us.
See, knowledge is very powerful. The knowledge of what water and fire really is is a lot more important than what you see it doing.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all, you said, yeah, it'll burn stuff up, but look, it'll bring life as well.
Mm-hmm.
The big ball in the sky, without it, what grows?
Wow.
They found things in the ocean that don't need as much light, but it's because they're taking those elements and getting the energy a different way. You call it fire, water, but guess what? Some people just call it energy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How are we gonna manipulate all this energy? You know, energy can be potential.
Yeah.
It can be potential, or it can be kinetic, or what have you. So when you hear people talk about energy, when you've heard more Asian religions talk about how important energy is, or how even in the church, they'll talk about the Holy Ghost, and all of a sudden someone explodes because of this energy. And that's why it was so important to not just say fire or water. It's about the energy.
Exactly. 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. Again, 678-381-1973. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. We'll talk. This is Way Out Wednesday. We're talking about fire and water right now. Which one is more powerful? But the phone lines open. Whatever you all want to talk about, we'll talk about it and talk about it in its entirety. This is Way Out Wednesday. So give us a call. We definitely love to hear from each and every one of you. Got a caller right now. Hold on for a second. Let me get this call in. Caller, what's your name and where you calling from? Okay, the caller is on silent. In the meantime, Toya with the T, talk to me.
No, oh man, everybody has some great stuff to say, man. But listen, I feel like we already the aliens. We last. Do you see a bird try to come doing what you're doing? A bird ever try alligator ever come try to do a radio show? No. We always want to be God. We can't deal with the fact that we already God and we just need to create the rest. We can't never do what God do. We ain't never gonna be able to get it, but we always try. You're right. The demons do use all the technology that's here, that's been here, because you're right. We don't know. This is like a knowledge part. And I'm just going to roll with what I believe, because listening to everybody else ain't really got me nowhere. I'm just going to talk about what me and the Lord been talking about.
Come on.
The knowledge to know that, I tell you what, before you think you're going to come beat and enslave me, honey, let me tell you something. I'm glad I wasn't no slave, because I'd have had the whole race dead. You heard? I'd have been burning up Master's house. You heard? No. If my God ain't safe, well, yeah, go ahead and let them beat and brute me. No. I've been in some challenging situations where people talk about a God. I've allowed it to even deter my decisions and the way I felt about them based on what they did. But I done heard my God loud and clearly, and that's not a part of it. So therefore, what our job is to do as humans is just to finish it up, man. There is this technology, and the reason why we can't never get it is because we don't use it. God is the creator of all, so why is it the demons only create these machines? You know, we always want to pick and choose, oh, God this, God that, and the demons wind up utilizing everything that God has left here to offer. They use it against us, and we want to stand back and say, oh, but why would God let? Wait a minute, you got 2 legs, 2 arms, a head, and a brain.
Come on.
Why y'all let?
And
this is the part that goes to, and I be trying to deal with the humans. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to go to churches and deal with the pastors and listen. And I'm like, now, see, now, listen, hold on, some of that stuff right there. I'm not going to be going with it. I don't care nothing about a government or president either. So with this flowing water, it's kind of like if we just keep looking at the Bible, it's another replica. Yeah, we are another era. They've been through it. But if you just look at the story of Jesus, man, and how he played it, man, when he upheld the law, man, to get what he wanted, everybody bowed down, man. We keep looking over that and we trying to do our own thing. And that's the problem. Do what you're supposed to do. Walk in your truth. Be truth. Stop playing with everybody else. It's only one God, one truth. Walk with him, roll with him, be true. And the Bible done already declared it. We got too many stories of it, but we want to pick up other writings of other people and say, oh, these writings is right, not those writings. No, let's talk about this personal experience we have with your God.
Exactly.
And what he's done for you, that gauge us on how we live our lives when we make decisions, when we knowing what these people are doing, what humans are using their power to do.
Exactly. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Raheem. It's Elder Cornelius, man.
Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, I couldn't really sleep yet, so I'm just trying to, see what's going on here before I get ready to go to bed. What's going on, man?
Well, we asking a question this morning, and I want to hear your heart on it as well. What is more powerful? What is more powerful? Is it fire or water? What do you say to that?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think, but each one has its own specific force. Each one can do damage, in his own particular way. So I don't want to, put one above the other. I can say both can have can help you in two different ways, or both can destroy you in two different ways. So it's kind of hard for me to put fire above water or water above, below fire, or vice versa. So I would give it. I will answer it as just saying both of them can do damage. I'll put it like that. So that's the way I see it, man.
Okay, good deal. Leonard, talk to me.
I'm not sure because I had missed a little piece, but as I was saying before, because I didn't come to blow y'all brains out today. But
thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
It is very interesting and important especially for people who study and are interested in knowledge. See, my religion does not hinder my search for knowledge. I am not afraid of what some Christians may be afraid of.
Okay.
And so you when you look at things like, a lot of people would say an evil spirit did this until you invented a microscope. And then you saw the evil spirit was a virus.
Okay.
Or it was a bacteria. Or the knowledge that men possess within themselves to seek it. Knowledge is not, I would say, against God.
Okay.
You can't get that smart. As much as smart as the smartest man is. Yeah. He's not that smart.
He hadn't gotten it yet.
You know what I'm saying? The people like the story of the Tower of Babel, for instance. It's a great story. It is even plausible. But it's not in a natural sense. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. You can build things very, 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 very high, but there are laws of nature that would prevent you from building a tower high enough to get to a heaven.
Exactly.
You can't, the people that were building their tower did not have the ability to look out into the universe like we do. And then look back and see where, hey, we sitting on a ball or two. You know what I'm saying? Intergalactic flight, for instance, is going to be is an amazing thing now.
Okay.
And travel is building ships that can travel in suborbit. You know, I mean, you can get places
like the guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these folks are working on communication, for instance. A signal that goes our satellites and how we've built out. We have a space station, and all these types of things by people who have the resources And that's what governments are about, collective work to manipulate these resources this way. You know, you couldn't get to another world without resources or another planet without resources.
Can't make it.
You know, so, you know, you have to look at everything. Yes, you can stay inside of your religion if you would like.
Inside your bubble?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's fine. But the issue becomes when you try to call everybody else evil because they're discovering things. Exploring,
okay,
finding things out. Like, say, for instance, we love the sun every day, but guess what? There's a place where people don't get sun every day for a certain period of the year.
Oh, okay.
They have a different light, for a couple months or so. So it's when you experience things in different places, and you think about how awesome things really are.
Isn't it true? Or you tell me whether it's true or not. And we got a caller. We got to go to the caller as well. Some has told me, I've never been to Alaska. I've never gone there. Would love to be able to go there and just experience it. But some people say in Alaska, it stays day 24 hours for a certain period of time.
For a certain period of time of the year.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's different because, you know, there's so many things. Like I say, I laugh at Christians a lot of times in that concept of heaven. There are some places so beautiful on earth you would never leave here. You would never want to leave here. You can't. I can't think about gold bricks on the ground and gates but I can think of a beautiful ocean, a beautiful lake, a beautiful mountain, a beautiful breeze. I can understand that.
And I've seen, and I'm going to go to the call as well. But I've seen, man, me myself personally, when I had the opportunity or I had the blessing to live in Hawaii for 4 years, man, I've seen something awesome, beautiful, man. I was like, wow, breathtaking,
paradise.
Yeah, my God, man. I was like, man, just to sit there and watch it, man. And I went to Sunset Beach, Hawaii, on the North Shore of Hawaii. There's a beach over there called Sunset Beach, Hawaii. And if you go there, man, I see you, Rico. You go there, man, and you just sit there and you be in awe, just watching the sun as it set, man, and it's the most beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing you could ever imagine. Just to sit there and just watch it, and it's like you just see it, and it goes down, and all of a sudden you see the little arch, and it starts to disappear, and then and then not only that, the colors that comes before, during, and after that whole sunset. Oh my God,
the next house I build, because it's so important. To be able to get to the point where you're able to take in a sunset, sunrise every single day, because it just that process that has been how I tell my sons, as a man, it has always been this way,
exactly,
for me. So
and see, and I'm good. Let me go to this caller, but my thing is this right here, man. You know, we're supposed to go. Supposed to take my wife to Hawaii in April.
Oh, okay.
And one of the reasons it's a couple of things I want her to see, but one of the things that she have to see, we have to go and witness that sunset.
Yeah,
we have to go witness that. It's a beach out there called Hanauma Bay. Waikiki is the most popular beach, but there's a beach over there called Hanauma Bay. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. If you could walk from here and way past that building that's in front of us right there, the water starts right here. You can walk out there way past that building, right way across the street over there, and the water only can hit you about right here to your waist.
Right.
And you go out, man. You get a loaf of bread, and you just drop the bread in the water, and a rainbow of fish, all different colors, shapes, and sizes, are come, and they'll just eat their bread from you, man. And then I was like, wow, that blew my mind too.
Oh, yeah, man.
Just to walk out that far, and you look at the people, and they look so small because you're so far out there in the water, but it's still just waist deep.
Right.
And the fish are there, man. And you just open your bread and you just start break it out, just drop bread, and then you see, man, fish I've never thought I ever see in my life. They're swimming all between your legs, man, and they just eat. Rico, I see you smiling, brother. It's absolutely amazing, man.
Hey, it's crazy too that you say that, because now guess what the majority race of Hawaii is. they colonized it in 1958 for that reason.
Yeah. Exactly.
That was one of the reasons.
Man, I was like, wow. And I want to take it to Poly Lookout. There's a place. It's on side of a mountain. And you can walk out. There's a big ledge right there on side of the mountain. On a clear day, man, you can see all the other islands out there, man. And the view is just Absolutely amazing. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
If you're talking to me, it's your brother and servant.
Hey, man. What's going on, Captain?
How you doing, my brother? How's the family doing? I think I grabbed the topic, fire and water, but
yes, sir.
I hear you talking about the beauty and the rivers and the oceans and the mountains.
Man, listen.
But let's not forget most accessible, most beautiful, most well-formed and greatly appreciated, absolutely, consistently we give thanks for. And that's that beautiful woman.
Come on now.
All right, now, because you talking about some mountain peaks and rivers and curves and shapes and softness and loveliness. My goodness, Lord, we thank you.
Well,
all right now.
Come on, well. But we asking the question this morning, brother, and I want to hear your perspective on it. What is more powerful? What is more powerful, Pete? Is it fire or water?
I say duality and equality. They both. My dear brother took a lot of my sentiment as I was listening. Both powerful. Both have their positives and negatives. I look at fire and water. Let's go back to the earth, wind, and fire. But you think about these elements, different elements, powerful and weak at the same time, have their abilities and have their weaknesses. As a reference to us as people, we have our strengths and we have our weaknesses. When I look at the Tower of Babel, I look at it as if there was a oneness of unity and a one mind of collectively working together. It's saying that there's pretty much nothing outside of getting in the Creator's realm that could not be accomplished. You see, that's how I look at that, and how, if we fulfill the real mission and purpose of our existence, then we would exude extreme, unsurmountable greatness.
What is limiting us? What is limiting us in doing that?
A whole lot. Mostly things that we can surmise as being vain, being empty, being temporal, the schisms and the isms that we have. I'm looking at you up and down, sideways, and out the side of my head or the back of my head. The action takes place and the offense is received. The offense may have not been intended, but it was received nonetheless. Therein lies the hurt, the disruption. And it goes on uncorrected and creates a whole other world of confusion. And if we could sit down and talk about it, we could get clarity, and it was pretty much nothing. But we took a whole lot of nothing and turned it into a whole lot of something. And years and time has passed, and here we have major disconnect. But also I wanted to say, when you look at the Tower of Babel, is it also giving us an example of how things can be formed and seem to be great, but if they're not great in righteousness, but great in wickedness, how greatly wrong and wicked and destructive they can be.
Come on. See, a lot of layers has been pulled back. A lot of layers been pulled back on that. Donna Toussaint, talk to me.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with trying to get in the presence of God. But if your motives are no good, you're gonna have to break all of that down. Because we got potential.
Yes.
In unity. But like Pete said, see, selfishness and self-will is where we get all checked up. It makes it about us, not about him. See, if God don't get the glory out of what we're doing, we got greatness in us.
Yes.
But if he don't get the glory out of it, if you try to build yourself up, the worst thing that can happen in your life is him break you down. Because, we walk around here like, ask any man, he's the best thing since sliced cheese. Any of them. Ask him individually.
He'll tell you.
He's the smartest, he's the greatest. He's, if you've done this, he's done it a little bit better. Just ask him.
Yeah.
He'll tell you. So when we get selfish and we make it all about ourselves, that's when we go wrong.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with being able to accomplish things. But when we get out of the will of God, that's when we get in trouble.
Yeah.
That's why, we go back to this fire and water. See, the first time it's said, and I'm have to check that out, really. I have to check it out. I don't know if that's just a song. It's gonna rain, won't be water but fire next time. I'm gonna have to really, really, really take out time to read that up. But see, the Lord had to let us know that, hey, the earth came out of water. The land appeared. Water was on the face of the deep. Darkness was on the face of the deep.
Yes. Come on.
So it just out of deep of what? Deep what? But then land appeared. So in all of that, what I'm saying is, when we got to the point where we got besides ourselves, it kept raining. And I'm pretty sure that there's somebody at that time said, well, no problem, I can swim. But you can't swim for that long.
Okay. Exactly.
They was good when it got to the ankles and it got to the knees and it got to the waist. But when it got to the point where it got above the trees and you couldn't hang on the trees no more, you had to keep swimming.
Yeah.
So you couldn't survive no more.
Exactly. Shauna, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey,
how y'all doing this morning?
Hey, doing well. Asking the question, what is more powerful? What is more powerful, fire or water? What do you say to that?
Wow. Both of them can be very powerful if it's not controlled. I think it's all about how we handle it. You can use fire to heat if you're cold. You can use water if you're thirsty. Or you can, if water is out of control, it can drown you. So I think it's all about how it's contained, and because both of them are powerful. I don't think there's a simulation between the two because they're both powerful. It's in reference to what context they're in. If I may say that. I mean, I'm just thinking from my brain, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's the right answer. I'm just, what I'm saying? But both of them can be very powerful because when I was 10, my brother, I used to swim from the country. And I was swimming in the shallow. And he was like, you can swim in the deep. You just gotta trust. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna stay in the shallow. So I got out of the pool. And when I got out of the pool, he pushed me in the deep. Now me being afraid because I'm thinking I can't swim in the deep. It's just too much for me. I was beginning to drown. So he jumped in to get me. And when he jumped in to get me, I pulled him under because I was panicking. So at that moment, water was more powerful in my situation. You understand? So now I've had a fire. So I've been in a fire. So, and my fire overtook my house. I thought that I could put the fire out. And my kids was like, Mama, come on, get out. And I was like, no, I think I can get it. And as soon as I moved the dryer, the fire just went ablaze and it overtook half of my house. So I think it's just whatever in context it's in, it can be powerful. And it's how you handle it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't make that reference to what's more and more powerful because both of them are powerful in its right context.
That's good. That's good. Cornelius, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Raheem, as I was listening to y'all earlier about the beauty of things, and I'm gonna say this, man, because it really kind of touched my heart, and some brother had said a minute ago that kind of pierced me a little bit the wrong way about he laughed at the Christians sometimes about heaven, about streets paved with gold. I'm gonna put it to you like this: And I love what my man said about the women. Now I go to Miami during the holidays, right? I love to go to South Beach.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful out there, man, with the palm trees.
Yeah.
The wind blowing. You see the ocean. You see all these beautiful things, and even the beautiful women.
Mm-hmm.
And in the dead of November, people out there playing volleyball, with shorts and bikinis on in November around Thanksgiving. When we up here in Georgia freezing and can't do too much of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the beauty of South Beach. But I'm gonna tell you, and even when it comes down to women, I love the look of a beautiful woman. But I will not go nowhere because I love my wife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in love with my wife. So the look of a beautiful woman cannot surpass that. The relationship that I have with my wife is better than anything of a beautiful woman. What I'm about to tie in is this. The world that we see today, the things that you see so beautiful, is awesome. I love God's creation. I can't worship it.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, we all sojourning. We all gonna die. Mm-hmm. We're passing through. So which one you rather be prepared for? To go home to spend eternity with the Father, then leave this world that eventually you ain't gonna be able to see these beautiful things no more anyway. Jesus talked about that in Matthew chapter 24. When the disciples come asking about the beautiful buildings, he said, not one of these stones gonna be left unturned. So at the end of the day, we gotta focus on falling in love with Jesus more than the things that's on this earth. Because that's more important than anything, because you got people out here dying every day. And I guarantee you, a lot of them is non-believers. From this virus and all this stuff going on, we need to focus on falling in love with Jesus instead of falling in love with the beautiful arrays on this earth. And that's all I got to say about that.
Good deal. Good deal. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
You was talking about paradise a second ago, right?
Yes.
Talking about peace and serenity, how beautiful Hawaii was, man. I know people that's been to Thailand. I got a white friend that I met in Oregon. He goes to Thailand like it's his playground. Pictures, man, stuff that you actually think that they made on a Hollywood movie. I mean, this is just real life settings. You just like, man, you know what? I could go here every day and just kick back and forget about the rest of the world. And guess what? Some people got access to that all the time. Some people don't even have a clue that exists on Earth, so they got to wait and pray for it. Hope that they get to see it when they leave here.
Let me say,
you know what I'm saying?
And I want to ask you a question because I think it's beautiful where you're going right now. And you're right, because I lived in Hawaii for 4 years. But one of the things that was confusing to me, and I was a younger person then, one of the things that was confusing to me is even in a place, quote unquote, paradise like that, you still had people committing suicide and killing themselves and taking themselves out. And so my question at that young age was, you living here and all this beautiful, I came from North Carolina, man. I didn't know about all that beautiful stuff that I saw over there. But when I got there and I saw it, I was like, how could you get here? How could you live here every day, be a local? They call them locals. How could you be a local and kill yourself in a beautiful place like this?
Their peace and serenity were being invaded. Think about it. In 1958, the Kingdom of Hawaii was not a part of America. They had their own government, they had their own sacred lands, and they lived in peace until somebody decided to go ahead and do a little bit of colonizing once more, because we see this beautiful land and we want to introduce God to them. Let's go be missionaries to these people that's already living a peaceful life. Now, a couple of generations later, the offspring of those people that came over there and got that privilege and that access say, well, you know what? They don't realize how much capital and money they missing out on these resources. We can make so much money off these fruit and banana. Let's go up here and till up some more land and plant some more and provide the world and make some commerce out of it. These people say, you know what? We don't want y'all carving up our sacred lands. But the government says, you know what? We don't care about y'all sacred land because now we see a gold mine in Hawaii. Let's send this ship over here in the middle of the night and make the monarch just relinquish everything and give everything over to us. And let's apologize for it in 1994, but still not let you be a kingdom like you want to be and make you still be a part of the United States. That's why they're killing themselves, because it's majority white now. It don't look like Hawaii no more. And it's somebody else enjoying their paradise and serenity and then making it hard for others to get there, and making it expensive.
And would you agree, Rico, this is the same thing that I'm trying to get brothers and sisters to release themselves from? You killing yourselves too.
Yep.
You're allowing another man to impose upon you his system of belief, what he think is right. You even had to put what my issue with that is, I'll tell you what my issue with that is. If we ever get in a situation where we're looking for man to do anything for us, then we've lost it anyway. Right. We've lost. And so my thing is right here. We cannot put ourselves. It's almost like if you go to a church and you start worshiping the pastor, the bishop, or the apostle in the church. You can't do that. See, somewhere I read where it says, "Follow me as I follow Christ." That's right. And so if I'm following Christ, the man the man has a place, but he don't have any authority in that regard, because I'm following Christ. Now, if you as the man get off track, and I find that you're not following the Christ that I'm following, then I have to waver myself away from you, because I'm still following the path that Christ has placed before me. We spoke last night, Rico, and you was with us last night, where we spoke about the footprint. Now, if we knew that the footprint that we placed in the sand, if we knew that the footprint that we placed in the sand on our journey is going to lead generations behind us, how important would those footprints in the sand become? Because sometimes we just go our own way. But if we know that the footprints that we lay out, now generations behind us is going to follow us in place and go in that same path that we go in, I think we should be, the responsible people would be more selective in where they place their foot. Brother Pete, what do you say to that?
That's actually where I was headed, but you had sort of cut me off and misdirected me a little bit. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead, man. Because I think I don't forgot the point now.
Oh, okay. I'll say no. I want you to finish your thought, and I apologize for that, brother. But
finish your thought, brother. We want you to finish your thought, please, sir.
Well, my thing was, you was talking about this paradise. That means it is possible to have paradise on earth, right?
Yeah.
So then you asked a question earlier, and Donald answered it, and that was the same thing that came to my mind. Selfishness beget greed, and greed beget control. And control beget capitalism. You know what I'm saying? So people started wanting to have possession of this paradise and these things to themselves, even technology, access, and power. So, you know, it's like everybody has been saying things is hitting on a real simple factor. An innocent mind, an innocent child. This is what I did when I was 5 years old, man. I used to lay up at night and think from nighttime till daylight, just wondering where did we come from, what was our purpose, what was our existence. And in the process of gaining knowledge, I was seeing these beautiful places, beautiful things, and then realizing how hard it was to get to some of these places sometimes. But I was wondering, I'm like, wait a minute, we got all this technology. Why aren't we using it to help people? Why aren't we making it available for other people to get to and make it more accessible? Why is it so hard? Then I started seeing how things went. I knew then, okay, somewhere greed is playing a part in it. But if we were really living our true purpose, we would be sharing the wealth.
Yeah.
We would be making sure that every human being should experience the same peace and serenity, that we know that exists. But for some reason, a good society, a demographic of people have been told that they will never achieve it on this planet. But we have the technology to do it. Just think about it. We got technology to get to other planets right now. But some people can't get clean water.
Yeah.
Now, human beings, if we actually lived out our true purpose, that wouldn't be existing. The reason why everybody's looking for God to come back. If I go by the story of the Bible and my belief, I think when Jesus came back and died for our sins, that was it. We have everything we need if we look within our heart and use the right compassion to go on and protect life and sustain life and make everything happy for everybody. But there are so many different things in place, mainly because of greed, that keeps the next man from wanting to share the wealth with the next person. That's why we have and have nots. That's why we have classification systems and division, because some people just want control of it. Leonard said earlier, the church don't want you to know certain sciences, but then they want to know all the science. The Vatican want to know all the science, but they gonna call you a heretic for preaching some of the same things that they out here researching.
Yeah.
So it's like people want to keep it for themselves. We are living in our true nature. Our true nature is that we're supposed to be actually thinking about the footprints in that legacy. Everybody's footprints and legacy. Everybody's supposed to be looking at each other as brothers and sisters, equal and cherishing and valuing each other's life. And we got the technology to do that. There should be no person running around here worrying about health care when there is technology out here to help a person go through those problems, to get health or benefits from those problems. But somebody greedy put a price on it.
Or somebody religious said that you shouldn't get certain types of health care because they don't agree with that particular health care.
Control.
That's it. Now Leonard took a left turn on us right there. Leonard took a left turn on us right there. But my thing is this right here, and I heard something coming in on my way in this morning that really disturbed me greatly, and that was that even here in Atlanta, they're talking about putting boulders up on the underpasses, so homeless people won't be able to go there and sleep up under the bridges. And my that's kind of hurtful to me. And one of the reasons why is, if you're not gonna do anything to help these people, why are you going to such lengths to try to hurt them? Pete, talk to me.
Because of what my brother just said, greed and personal agendas, and in the perspective of just man, the heart of man, where man's heart is. But he's what that brother just said just summed up the whole conversation. We were originally talking about earth and water and fire, and the difference in earth and in those elements and the effects of those elements. And I can go on just exhaustively with that. But what my brother just said, he just summed it up. It makes no cognitive sense, no sober-minded sense to have the ability to and refuse to, because there's no immediate or level benefit for you. If I can do something to help you and it's not hurting me, it would seem like that's what I should do. I mean, are we
Makes
animals?
Sense.
But that's just where man is. That's what we're dealing with. So it comes down to all of the whole essence of all the belief systems, all of, the different books. Either you're right or you're wrong. Either your motives are right or you're wrong. Either your intent is right or wrong. Either your stance is right or wrong. I mean, it's basic, but then it's extremely complex at the same time. Because who am I to tell you that your perspective is wrong? I mean, how can I convince you that because you want to be the top man and have the biggest house on the block, that you're not the top man and you can't have the biggest house on the block? Yes, I can. I mean, okay, the guy is doing all this stuff and going up to Mars, but he has the money to do it. He has the money to do it. I don't even know if he has the intelligence to do it, but he definitely has the money to do it. Without the money, would he be able to do it? No. But you spending all that money to go to Mars, but how much of a blessing could you be to people that are in need here on Earth? And you don't have to exhaust your resources. You don't. We don't have to take from you, but that's just where we are. And who are you to tell me that I should spend my money to help them? I did this on my own. I didn't have a silver spoon. I struggled. I studied. I put myself through school, and I created this company, and I accomplished this. Who are you to tell me what to do with what's mine?
Wow. Shauna, talk to me.
Just to piggyback off what you were saying about about the homeless. Jesus told us, he said, the poor you're going to have with you always. And he said that for a reason. He said that because we are supposed to take care of them, those who are able, those who have the resources. It's our job to take care of them. It's our job to come together and take care of them. Now we got to put it out here. We have an enemy. We have one enemy, and his name is Satan. His job is to kill, steal, and destroy. Our job is to be a light in the dark place, which is the earth. And if I could just read the scripture, I was just thinking, it says, he will rescue the poor when they cry to him. He will help the oppressed who have no one to defend them. Meaning we are supposed to be a light. The problem is, it's too many big eyes. We still in this model of the world. Our mindset is still stuck in the world instead of being transforming our minds and coming together in unity, because we're supposed to help our own. We're supposed to be the help for the poor. So when you said that about they boarding up the bridges or whatever, our jobs is to have the resources so these people can have a place to come. But we so selfish. We want things for ourselves. We want to big up all these bigger barns. We want to big up all these things and say, just like somebody was saying, I did this, instead of us coming together and saying, you know what, we're gonna put our resources together and we're gonna help the less fortunate, and not only help them, but we're gonna give them the tools and to become just like us or come better. And we don't believe in putting a plan together. We are poor planners. We don't we think about, okay, let me get myself here.
Okay, we lost your volume, sister. We lost your sound.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
You back. There you go.
But I just think that we don't think about each other. We think about ourselves. We're selfish people. We are really selfish people. We think about, my house and, hey, listen, you got 7 bedrooms. I mean, you can only sleep in one. You know what I'm saying? If you know somebody who needs a place to stay, put a plan together to help them and then help them get on their feet. Don't just talk about you got a 7-bedroom house and you only sleeping in one. I got a problem with that.
Yeah.
I'm not a problem with that. And then we got people in our own families that are homeless. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing anything about. So before you can help anybody in the city, you got to help somebody in your home first.
Yeah.
So it's just to piggyback on what you said earlier, Raheem, about the bridges and stuff like that. And
yeah, I'm with you. Toya with the T, what's on your heart?
Yeah, I gotta go back because listen, when you laying on your deathbed, you just talked about Hawaii. I ain't never been to Hawaii. I'm from Brooklyn. There's a lot of people that don't do and have those experiences. And like somebody else said too, it's people that live right where they at and see the beauty every day, but don't acknowledge that it's beauty. But let me tell you something. When you wake up and you just don't know if tomorrow gonna be a next day for you, I promise you, wherever you wake up at, it's gonna be a beautiful day. No matter where you at on this earth, man. When you wake up and you know that you could have been gone, but you're not, everything and everywhere you at is beautiful. And this is the problem that we got. We don't acknowledge the beauty we got right before our noses.
Come on.
We don't acknowledge my beauty is in people. It's in you. Because you know what? I remember living in darkness right where I'm at. Didn't take opportunities to go see no place. Right here when the sun was shining, where I didn't want to live. I didn't want to see outside of it. It was dark right here. It's people that's in cages locked up right now in Hawaii that don't see the same beauty y'all do. Because they're living a different experience. And wherever, all across this world, human, take advantage of what you got. God said you can have everything else in the garden except for that one tree. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. It don't matter what it's going to do to you. It's because he said so. We got all of this right here, right before our eyes, and we still talking about what they supposed to do. What you doing about the homeless, Raheem, Rico, Leonard, all of us? What are we doing? Why all of us on this phone? We talking this 2-3 years. Why we all ain't got together and put our money together to do something other than because we just talking? Man, we playing, man, and this is what we do. As humans, we walk around and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. Oh, this, that, and the third. But a lot of us really don't do nothing. And sometimes when we do something, it's minimal.
Okay. Now,
but this is the time, this is the season, this is the hour right now where God is going to make us. If y'all don't see it coming, He's going to make us. He's about to force us to have to stick together and rebuild this world. We're going to have to now because we just won't do it alone.
Well, see, my thing is to answer a part of your question. We got hey brother Pete, mute your line for me for a second there, brother Pete. We got a lot of background noise coming from your line. But my way of answering a part of your question, Toya, is we actually are here at DKM Media Group. We're actually starting an effort. I'm not going to call it a program. We're starting an effort where we're trying to get people to come together and challenging people to be a part of it. It's called 2120. 2120. I think I showed it to Leonard yesterday. It's called 2120, where we actually getting people to come together and we're getting a pool together, getting a pool of resources together so we can go out there and do the things that we need to do for the people in the community that needs it. I say that need it because I know that once we put it out there and people see what it is and what it's doing, what's going to happen is you're going to have your greedy trying to come and take advantage of it. So we actually have a board of people that's going to be together, that's going to go over everything that we do. Checks and balances type situation where we are doing things. And the homeless population is a big part of what we're going to concentrate on. Because, I just have a heart for them. Go ahead, Rico. I can't hear you, brother. Rico, can't hear you. Oh no, you're not muted. Some reason we can't hear you. Say something, Rico. We can't hear you. Go out and come back in. Go out and come back in. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
Taking in what I hear, because I take a very different approach to living, and I don't apologize for any of it. I could care less what other people think about it. I give my time to other people's visions and efforts, and it is not complex. It is not that complex. And everybody, I always hear people saying, well, we should do this and we should. Not really. The reason why it's not happening is because you're not participating anyway. Constantly reinventing the wheel gets you one wheel at a time. And now somebody got to come up with a cart to put the wheel on. So this notion that everybody got to stop and do what they need to do with somebody else. No, we're making other people. These are the people we should be taking care of first. Those ones that we make individually. Okay. It's not like you can jump on, even with the homeless, for instance. Even if you help the homeless, you have to make sure they're what they want first. Everybody don't want what you want. Here I am riding a horse in the ocean on an island where there's obviously people who don't have as much as other people, but they still live in that paradise. So we have this notion that everybody wants what we want. I may not want what Shauna wants.
Yeah.
I may not want, I don't like this notion that I should have to provide for you. I'll help you.
Okay. That's all about the act. Okay.
But it's not my goal in life to provide for you. That's not why I'm here. That I have to provide for myself. God provides for me. I may have some kids. I may take a wife. I may have some land. I may have this. I may have that. I have been with New Order for some time, and I donate to that organization.
Yeah.
When I got my street groomer guys, I donate to this organization or what have you. What you're not going to do is convince me that I somehow have to lessen to put you up. We got to get rid of that notion. Everybody needs to do the best that they can do. and bring that together.
Okay.
Because one, yes, you want to help the homeless, but guess what? Maybe he don't want that responsibility.
Yeah.
Now he may want it as long as you take care of the responsibility. But what will he do for himself to maintain it?
Is that teacher man to fish mentality?
Yes.
Mindset.
So one, it's not about why we can't do this. Somebody go get a loan, go get you some property, and build a housing complex for the homeless, and you do that. Some of y'all got the credit to do it. Some of y'all can do it, but don't think that I'm gonna give up mine for yours.
Okay. Let me and that's your perspective, brother. I can't nobody but respect your perspective and how you feel about it. Let me do this, Rico. I'm gonna come right back to you, but we got another caller right quick. So let me hit this call and I'll come right back to you. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Caller, what's your name?
Hey, Raheem.
Kurt, what's going on, man?
Hey, Raheem. What's going on, brother? Calling from Charm City.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We actually, I told you what we was going to talk about today, man. We briefed on it yesterday, and it's getting real deep, man. We asking the question, what is more powerful, fire or water? Now, we spoke briefly about it yesterday. I know you had a little time to think about it. What's on your heart?
Well, I haven't moved from where I was yesterday. You know, I think when you think in terms of power, in my mind, power is exceedingly on one side as opposed to the other. But in a I guess a scientific format, the two balance each other out. Fire and water balance each other out. Water puts out fire. Fire can still move through water. It's just all about how much power you have behind that fire. A lot of people think that water put out fire. Hold on 1 second.
Rico, I'm gonna come back to you, and Curtis, I'll come back to you in 1 second. What's on your heart, brother? Rico, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, man. We can't hear you. Okay. I don't know what's going something going on with Rico's line there. I don't know whether it's on my end or his end, but we're having a hard time hearing it.
Like say, I will expand on what I'm saying.
Okay.
If I had $1 million, what makes you think you have the right to tell me what to do with my $1 million?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
It does. It does.
I mean, does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah. There's your
that I should be able to tell you what to do with what you have.
Exactly. No, you know, if it's my
that
million,
is directly opposed to freedom.
Exactly.
So I can't be on board with that, and I've never been on board with that. Well, they should do something because they got this. What you doing? What are you doing with yours?
Exactly.
Or are you looking at the fact that someone has so much that for somehow they ought to be different than you? Because you're not trying to give up yours.
Exactly. Let me go back to Rico. Rico's actually on the phone line. Rico, what's on your heart, brother? Rico, you there? Rico, you got your phone on mute, brother?
And well, you know, if they're on me, well, I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
You know, one of the great ways, if you want to really put this in action, you Christian churches and all these other churches come out from up under your 501c3 statuses, use the money that you take in and become a community development group.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the way you do that. Or you can simply,
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail
I'm working with people who are working on other programs, and I have to always ask them when they come to me, you know, for consulting and forming businesses and things of this nature. Yeah, I want a nonprofit to do this, blah, blah, blah. So why does it have to be nonprofit?
Yeah.
Why does it have to be because I want you to understand what nonprofit means, as opposed to how you feel about it. Do you understand it? And what are your long-term goals for this organization that you're trying to create? Churches have the ability to do whatever they would like, almost, except for engage in, I think, these political things.
Yes, exactly.
But nothing stops a church from building a homeless shelter. Nothing
at all. or using the facility that they already have.
Right. So
wait a minute, Leonard. Wait a minute, brother. This is the side avenue, street hustling, pimping the pulpit pastor. You trying to take my profit? What are you talking about? Build a shelter? I'm trying to get a new Benz. I'm trying to get me a plane, and you trying to get me to build a. I
didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say it by me being. I mean by being for the church.
Because we have this to make sure our goodwill. This notion of goodwill is not cloaked in covetousness.
Anna just joined us. Anna said, "What did I just walk into? What did I see?" Her look off. She said, "What in the world?"
Because I'm really wanting some people to speak up. Do you want me to tell you what to do with yours?
Cannot. Let me pull Anna into the conversation. And Rico, call back in, brother. I don't know if your phone's on mute or something going on with your phone, brother, but call back in or come back on the live. Either way, man, you're more than welcome. Anna, we're asking a question this morning, and I want to hear your heart. What is more powerful, fire or water?
I like these. This was like yesterday's question. Okay. Water. Water. And I'm sure going to ask why, right?
Absolutely.
So water, because it turns out that fire. You see what I'm saying? It burns it out. So I would personally think that the water is stronger. Unless there's been like other points of views, because I'm just coming on that I missed.
Well, Curtis and I spoke about this topic a little bit yesterday, and he brought something very, very interesting to the conversation too. He said that because I made that point too, that water could put out fire, but he said, well, what about underwater welding?
Underwater what?
Welding. When you're welding. Yeah, okay. Underwater welding. He said that's a fire that's actually up underwater.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, okay. So and Curtis is actually
Curtis is really smart. Curtis looks at things. That's why I like talking to Curtis, because he looked at it from a whole different perspective.
Don't say that, because he's on the line. We don't want you to think he's smart.
That's my buddy.
Don't say that. He's on the line. We look. We certainly don't want him to think he's smart. We certainly don't want that.
Man, go ahead with that, man. I hear you talking about me, man. I'm gonna tell you like my grandmama said, common sense, baby, is free, but it sure is expensive.
Exactly. Hey,
Raheem, I'm sorry. My partner walked up and I had to deal with something here. But I wanted to. I noticed you was talking about how you wanted to help the homeless.
Yes.
Well, I just want to throw this out there, man. I don't have a lot of time, but God moves in mysterious ways, and He does mysterious and miraculous things. All you got to do is ask for it.
Yes.
And my nonprofit organization has been approved. My 501c3 has been approved.
Okay.
We are in the process of setting up what will be called the Be Encouraged Transitional Housing. It is not a local, it will not be a local establishment. We are trying to go national.
Okay.
So Atlanta was the second of two spots in the initial process. The initial process is starting here in Baltimore, but Atlanta is the second jump. So I just want to throw it out there to plant that seed too. Because I've been working with the homeless for a while, and it has become near and dear to my heart. And you would really be surprised when you find out some of the stories as to what happened, how it happened, and so I just wanted to throw that out there to you. I can give guys a little more information, but we still kind of on the ground floor putting this thing together. But everything is looking lovely, man.
Good deal.
So I just wanted to throw that out there to you, because that would be an avenue for you to help
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
You know,
and you know we
still got to raise funds.
We 10 toes down. We 10 toes down on that, brother. Just let me know. Just let me know. Keep me posted.
Absolutely, man. But you guys have a one. Hey Anna, how you doing, mama?
I'm good. How are you? God bless you and your beautiful wife. Love you guys very much.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up, Kurt? What's going on, bro? This Cornelius, man.
Man, we got a whole.
What's up, C-Dub? How you feeling,
man? We got a
man, how you enjoying that new married life, my man?
Oh man,
we got a whole.
You know, God is amazing, man. You know, at the end of the day, God is amazing. That's a nice thing to finally be married to myself.
Man, we got a whole new.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I'm keep that hard.
I can't. Hey, marriage is a beautiful thing, bro. Marriage is a beautiful thing when you find the right one, my man.
Hey, Cornelia, Curtis.
It is, and I was lucky.
Man, listen, I love both of y'all, man, but hold on now. Wait a minute. We got a whole new conversation going on here. Congratulations, brother.
Well,
No,
I'm ready to get off. I'm ready to get off the line, brother. I just wanted to reach out and tell y'all I love y'all, and I heard you talking about the homeless.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to let you know what was going down, because we are going to do some fundraisers and stuff like that, and I would love for you all to be involved. I would love for you all to be involved from the ground floor to the top floor.
Man, we already involved, brother. We walking right there with you, brother. You ain't got to ask number one time, man. Just put it out there and it's done. We got another caller. What's your name? Where you calling from? Minister Neil, that's you?
Hey, what's going on, Doc?
What's going on with you, Captain? How you doing?
Man, call me, man.
Man, I need to ask you a question. I need to ask you a question, bro.
I ain't got no money, bro.
What's more powerful? What's more powerful, fire or water?
Oh man, water all day long, Doc. You gotta think, man. My grandmother used to always tell me,
Hey, you're breaking up a lot, brother. You're breaking up a lot. We're having a hard time hearing you. It's skipping.
Hold on. I'm in this Hello.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm in a bad area. I'm at work, but my grandmother used to always tell me. She said, water is always the right hand of God, because it always will punish you when you know you're doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about some of the things that have occurred with water.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think, how did he destroy Earth the first time with water?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he didn't want you, he had to sometimes get your attention with it. And with another thing, water is the only thing that cannot be controlled. I don't care how much buildings you put up, water can tear anything down.
Mm-hmm.
Fire you can put out. You can contain fire, but you can't contain water. You can redirect water, but you can't contain it.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say it's always been water.
Okay.
Water does a lot for us from our bodies. What is 75% of our body?
Mm-hmm.
So we need it to live off of. So water is very, very important.
Okay.
Very, very important.
Let me see. Did we fix Rico line? Rico, brother, you with us?
Let's see. Can you hear me?
Oh, there you go. Come on.
I don't know what was going on, man. I had to turn my phone off and reset it, man.
Okay. I'm like, man, what's going on? You try to call in and we couldn't hear you on the phone. I was like, man, hold on. Rico got that thing on mute or something.
That was the devil, man.
What do you say now? And we're talking about this, and we also talking about the homeless population and how they're doing, because I heard this morning on the way in how they're talking about putting boulders and everything up on the overpass here in Atlanta, so that the homeless cannot sleep there. And man, my thing is, if you're not gonna help them, please don't hurt them. If you're not gonna help them, don't hurt them. What you gonna hurt them for?
See, that goes back to what I was saying earlier about mankind has all the tools necessary to make life for all mankind easier.
Mm-hmm.
We have the technology for it. I don't know if I offended people earlier when I said that about, I don't think anybody's coming back, but we got the technology to get off this planet if we need to. We talked about Elon Musk earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they do find the need to have to leave this planet and go somewhere else, Are they taking everybody?
No,
not at all.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Still selfish need. Is Elon Musk trying to make sure he come up with technology so everybody can live forever, or just him?
Just him.
So it's like, the selfishness of mankind, man, is the reason why we can't get further ahead. They got us all caught up in a different type of matrix, and it's right in our face to know that we have the potential to do this. Now, you might lose hope, or you might not have access, but if you continue to dream and be motivated, you can be the next Elon Musk. But it's up to you to take that technology and determine whether or not you want to make it better for all of mankind, or if you just want to hoard it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So Toya asked earlier, why is it that people won't come together and pool their money together? Well, people are doing their part in their lane, but we won't never get together or won't be able to come together as a whole until we come up with one ideology we can agree with.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody has come up with that ideology that all of mankind should be able to agree with. It should be easy. If you just listen to some of the stuff I just said, it should be easy for all of mankind to get on the same page, regardless of religion, regardless of race, sex, ethnicity, whatever it is that got you divided into your different classifications, and saying that you don't think this next person deserves the same health care that the 1% deserves. We got the technology to do this. We won't share it. So you got too many different messengers, or maybe the right person hasn't come along to be able to deliver that message. But we got to wake up, because it's in our faces. It's going to get to a point where we got to leave this planet.
Yes.
And we would be foolish to sit here and say, well, you know what? I'm just going to wait for God to save us.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he gave us the gift of intelligence. He gave us so many gifts to what, like Toya said earlier, we got to realize to a certain extent we are gods.
Mm-hmm.
We have a different type of intelligence. We are the aliens. We have a different type of intelligence to be able to sustain life.
You talking about little G's, right? You ain't talking about the big G's.
Yeah, I ain't talking about I said gods with a plural. With a plural. Not the supreme being, not the intelligent designer, but in his image, we can sustain life, and he gave us the tools to sustain life throughout this universe. If that's our purpose, to sustain life and not just our own. That's where the footprints come in at. That's where the legacy come in at. We might not know what it's like to live in another solar system, but we got to provide that access to lead to that point, because we know what's ahead for us.
Exactly. And let me say this right here. I want to Rico just said something that was real powerful, man. He made mention of the footprints, and we talked about that last night on Real Men Being Men. Footprints that we leave in the sand. Now, if the footprints, and I'm coming to you with this, and if the footprints that you left in the sand is going to lead generations after you, so they have to step in the same footprints that you create, would you be more mindful about all the things that you do, your actions, your reactions, your footprints, where you go, how you go? Would it make more sense to you then if you knew that your footprints is going to lead generations after you?
So I love that. I love that question. Beautiful question. Absolutely. I that's how I live life day to day. You have to. You have to make this world a better place for your neighbor, for your children, for for the next neighbor down the street, next neighbor two states away. You have to leave a good imprint for the next person. You have to make it easier for doors to be open for whatever that is. Just yesterday, I had my 17-year-old ask me, Mom, what year were Latinos allowed to vote in the United States? I said, well, obviously it was in the 60s, because that's when slavery was abolished. We were no different, and women's rights, voting and all of that in the 60s, right? So she tells me, Mom, we've been through a lot as Hispanic culture. I tell her, yes, you can't think that we haven't, but think of all these people that open doors in between, these years to make it easier for each and every one of us to be able to do these different things. You know, voting is a big deal. That's why I try to tell the children, get up and vote, including my special needs one. You're going to know about the candidates, you're going to learn about them, and you're going to vote whoever you vote for. That's fine. Even if we're divided in the household, you voted and that's who you wanted. So with that being said, things like that. I'm a church leader, I'm a co-pastor, and there's no joy that I get better than giving somebody a bag of food because they didn't have it. You know, food to eat, stuff like that. That's what I live for. Right now I'm working on, and you know of this before, Raheem, when COVID first started, this thought came to mind. I'm going to open up a restaurant and I'm going to have disabled people working it and helping them get jobs, you know? So that's what it's about, making it a better place for others and making it easier for them. Can you imagine how many people will be allowed to get a job and actually work and give those parents a break that weren't having it? It's helping many people. So that's what it's about. So of course, please, I'm begging you, live to be that person. Live. Don't do it for yourself, do it for others, and do it to do his work first, because it's about our Father first. That's it.
Absolutely.
It's easy.
Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
I'm listening, and it's great to hear, because you know, it working in the community this way, there's a lot of things that people don't realize. They don't realize that homeless people are people too.
Yes, sir. Come on.
And there's just they're not just something you have pity on. They're people.
Yes.
They're people for some reason don't have a home. So let's not act as if we don't have programs and things out here already. What we should be front is how can we do it better? It's not that it's not there.
Yeah.
How can we do it better? We've seen them close places and put people out and things of that nature. So one, we have to say, okay, why don't we have such and such? Remember when we had the Olympics come here, I believe.
Yes.
I believe what Shirley Franklin was the mayor at the time.
Yes, she was.
And one of the things was that if we're going to have the Olympics here, there must be a center built. Because we just, you know, I try to get rid of the homeless and all those things when these events come around.
They said there's something about and even when the Super Bowl came here, they said how they was trying to clean up the homeless population and how
and this is what led to the building of the transition center and things like that down there now. Is one, how are we going to do that? And you have to put leaders in place that have that as a priority. I mean, if you elect people that want to do these things, you'll see them happen.
Yeah.
You know, everybody said, well, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And then you're going to realize how much it costs. You know, it's like, it's a lot of things to say, we're going to do this and we're going to do, do you know how much it costs?
Yeah.
How are you going to do it? Who's going to build it?
Who's going to fund it?
Or what have? Who's going to fund it?
Yeah.
Or what have? There's people with lots of money. I don't happen to be one of those people. But there are people here with plenty of money. So, but it has never been my point, like a lot of other people, is to try to make people believe that they're somehow wrong or they're somehow filthy or what have you to be wealthy. You know, I'm not on that tip.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm on, you know, if I have a vision, I'm on how I'm going to fulfill my vision. Your vision can't be just to talk nasty about other people and try to embarrass people into giving up what they have. That you need a better plan than that.
Yeah.
You need a better plan than trying to believe that people are going to be embarrassed for doing well.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? You a lot of people, even in Christian faith and things, that use this one scripture and this one occurrence where they were actually after Christ and the couple who held back and they dropped dead when they were asked about had they given their all. Aquila and Priscilla.
I think there was it. I think there was
that them.
Yeah, I think that
okay.
Is, yeah.
And the church,
Ananias and his wife.
Yes,
yeah.
And see, they were going about it a different way, and they used this to take advantage of people. The issue was they had promised to do what that thing. They had made a vow to do that thing, and then they tried to defraud the effort. That's why they died. It wasn't, they were, you know, God's not going to force you to do anything.
But you would hope, and
right.
to Rico's point, you would hope that a person would have enough compassion, love and compassion in their heart to want to do the right thing.
And I would want to remove that from people who have not been doing this work. Because your feelings going to be hurt every day.
Yeah.
Every single day. And eventually you're going to give up because you're looking for other people to have hope. Guess what? There are a lot of people out here that have been working for years and years and years and years, and they've built awesome programs and things that made things possible. There are people who are elected who put forth bills and things. Look, Social Security wasn't always here.
No.
That's a program to address a lot of these issues to keep elderly from being out on the streets, to keep food on children's tables, and all these types of things when they're sick or ill or for some reason.
But see, my thing is this right here, Leonard, and I'm gonna go to.
So be careful. I just want people to be careful when you talk about providing for people.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but my thing is this right here, man. People will help and do for who they want to help and do for.
Exactly. They do it all day, every day, all day.
And so my thing is, you have a huge homeless population out here, man. And some people say, well, they're homeless because they want to be homeless. Not all of them.
No, not all of them at all.
Not all of them. And so, and you can't, if a person want to be homeless, it is nothing you could do to help them anyway.
Right.
If they want to be homeless. But you have to concentrate on the ones that don't want to be, and that want to come back into society and make a positive effort on this society in which we live in. There's a lot of them out there that don't want to be homeless. They just need a helping hand. They just need one good break to come their way, and then they'll take it from there. Because a lot of them, you'd be surprised. A lot of them are very educated too. They had a bad break in there.
Yeah. So let's not assume.
Yeah. That they're not educated and they don't do it and they're lazy.
That they're so in need of you.
Exactly. Minister Neil, what's on your heart?
I mean, what he said is so true. But I think what happens is that I think we're at a point in our lives that I think that we're so selfish that we're trying to dictate how to be God, and we're not God. So we need to just follow His footsteps.
Yeah.
And I say that to you because you don't, I hear people talk about financial perspective, and sometimes.
Hey, Minister, they're having a hard time hearing you, brother.
I'm in this problem with me.
Okay.
What's up, baby? Hey, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay. I'll get another thing.
Minister Neil, you're on the radio, brother.
Oh, sorry about that. I had somebody coming up.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I'm in the comments.
Yes, sir.
They don't see me that much. But what we have to understand is that we have to understand that I'm saying it to you because sometimes people just need a word of encouragement. And I say that to you because I listen to some people talk sometimes, and something that y'all said was very interesting is that sometimes people who don't want to be out there on the streets, it's because sometimes they need somebody just to lift them up.
Yeah.
They need somebody to help them and put them in the right direction. Sometimes it's about saying, hey man, come on man, you can do this. Because you'll be surprised how far that goes without even from a monetary perspective. Not saying that you don't need money. I'm not making that disclaimer, but I'm just telling you from a perspective of, I talk to a lot of people who are bad off. Even right now during the pandemic, I talk to a lot of people, a lot of people. Just like that young lady who just came up to me today, she just came back from COVID. That's why when she walked up to me, she gave me a hug.
Yeah.
And she been out for almost 3 months. So you're gonna imagine she hadn't had a check in 3 months.
Wow.
So my thing is that sometimes encouragement goes a long way with people as well. And we have to stop being so selfish and looking at it from, I hear a lot of people say, oh, you don't trust in God. Sometimes it's not that you don't trust in God. It is that right now, life is wearing you out. It's beating you up. That's when you come in there. That's when the Bible says you pray for your brothers.
Yeah.
You need to lift them up. We need to start stepping in and start being a more of a, I hear the church folk always say they want to be, it's intercessor time. But when you go intercess, when you go use all these gifts that you have, or is that just a whole bunch of talk? You want to lay hands on the church? What happened outside of the church? When do you lay hands out there? When do you go out there and say, hey man, you know what, brother? God told me to let you know He ain't forgot about you.
Yeah.
You know how far that goes?
Yes, sir.
You know how far that goes?
Because
I'm telling you that because sometimes I think we we too theatrical. We making it too hard. This ain't hard.
Yeah.
We just making it too hard, and then sometimes it hits me to a point that I look at people and that's why a lot of times I don't say anything, because I'm looking at you like, are you really here for him? Are you here for yourself? Let's call it for what it is. Let's just put everything on the table. Empty your pockets, I'm emptying my pockets, and let's see what's happening. Because I tell people all the time, me making money, it got to do with you. Just like Leonard said, it's about what God guides me and leads me to do with the money that I made. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to sit back and say, wait a minute. You know, it's like this young lady. That's funny you just said it. You tell me this young lady just came back 3 months ago. And you sure she came right up to me and gave me a hug. And was like, hey, that's why I emailed you, because I know I'm on this call. But the thing about it, bro, we gotta understand something. We gotta be more. We're gonna represent it. We're gonna hold the bloodstained banner, If you're not, step aside. I want to hear nobody know what you're doing out here. I want to hear about nothing, because if it's not in your heart, and the Bible clearly tells us, he says a man who works has no charity is good for nothing. Meaning one thing, you can go and do everything you want to do, but if your heart not really into it, but you out here pump faking, guess what? God ain't gonna recognize it. He's not gonna recognize it. So why we continue to do these things? Why do we? We having discussions about stuff that God has already planted us already. Ain't nobody gonna be able to leave this earth. God said He's gonna destroy the earth when He comes back. Who gonna tell somebody? Who does to believe that? Who does believe that? God say somebody gonna leave. You gonna leave everlasting. Let you go to heaven. That's not where you gonna live. We need to stop, get them all this junk. Let me stop, because y'all know I best around here. The Holy Spirit to get me in. These people gonna look like crazy. Let me agree. You know,
amen. Keep it up, Mr. Neil.
All that crap, I have to slow it down, because y'all know I don't play when it comes to gospel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I hate when people come with all this junk, because I'm gonna tell you for that. I'm gonna say, you telling me He's something God. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's junk to me. Number straight junk. I hate to say it like that, but that's what it is. And I do not play. If you don't play with me with that. So that's serious.
Look at here.
Because I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. This week been the worst struggle in the 7 years Trey been gone.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you why. I saw a little boy. Could have been his twin yesterday. Knocked me out my shoes. And I said, this ain't nothing but a trick from the enemy. And then the little boy looked at me and smiled and came up to me and shook my hand. As to say, let me let you touch him. I don't need no money. I need prayer.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't need no money. I need somebody to say, hey, Neil, hey, man, stay on that wall, bro. You know he coming at you because he know what you got to do. He'll pick in your future, know what you got to do. You understand what I'm saying? So many people don't need, they ain't looking for all them theatrics. They want you to just be there for them. Step back for a minute and really listen to God.
Like the saying says, man, a person don't care how much you know, they want to know how much you care. And once they realize that,
come on now.
Once they realize you care.
I mean, if you really want to do
something, that was nothing but the enemy, bro. I got to get out of here. I want to say, God bless y'all, man. And I think I'm gonna do my show tomorrow, man. But yesterday, that told me something. I said, whatever I'm doing, He's gonna see that.
Yes, sir.
When I tell you that little boy came up to me, and I asked that little boy, I said, how old are you? He said 6. Trey's 6 years old. I was like, what? I said, ma'am, your son over here. She was like, I know.
Wow.
I said, that was nothing but a trick of the enemy, bro. Nothing but a trick of the enemy. Because it broke, when I got my car, it broke down. But I told God, I said, you know what? This is one time he ain't going to win. He can't win. I worked at 8 o'clock last night. I was here at 5 o'clock this morning yesterday, and I worked at 8 o'clock because I didn't want to go home. Because I saw a little boy. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Sometimes it ain't about money.
Yes, sir.
It ain't about money. And I don't know who I'm helping right now, but it ain't about money all the time.
That's right.
It ain't about money, bro. Sometimes you got to, if we gonna hold that bloodstained banner, we got to hold it up. Stop playing. I'm tired of this whole bunch of this junk. That's all it is, junk. I gotta go, man. God bless y'all, man. I'll see
Love
y'all
you, brother.
tomorrow.
Yes, sir. See you
Every
tomorrow.
show.
All right, good deal.
All
Love
right,
you, man.
y'all. God bless you. Hey, man, love y'all. I mean, I don't know who I was supposed to speak to. I'm sorry, I didn't speak to anybody, but I'm sorry. Once again, I apologize, and I hope that everybody's doing well. And God bless y'all.
God bless you as well. God bless you as well.
All right.
Cornelius, what's on your heart, brother?
Yeah. Couple of things as I've been sitting there listening, and you talking about the homeless. I know you had said a couple of things I was going to bring up about, some people that's homeless don't want to be helped. Some do. And what I'm noticing with Atlanta, when you got those people that's down there, they see it as eyesores. So they're trying to close it up to make Atlanta look in a better place, but not realizing too they haven't set up to help the folks that do need help or that's willing to be helped. Because you got people that's just straight up vagabonds. They want to be wanderers and live out in this world and be homeless. And I know that from talking to homeless people. When I was living in Detroit, man, we had the same issue. People would live under the bridges in Detroit. And I was talking, I said, asking why, and they told me it's cheaper to live under, and these were homeless people that told me this. It's cheaper to live under a bridge than pay for a home. Family and all. So, you got people out here that think like that. And unfortunately, I'm a big proponent of helping the homeless because I've been there even when I was in Detroit, man, sowing into and God did this for me, man. This was so powerful. God was building my faith. I actually took my last couple of dollars one day, a bus ride. A guy was sitting at the gas station, laying up with his liquor bottle, and I heard the Spirit of God tell me to sold my last into this guy. And I walked 4 miles all the way home. My bus fare, gave it up to a homeless person. When I got to the church where I was living in the rectory, it was a truck that was nothing with clothes sitting in front of the church. And I ended up getting about 6 outfits out of that truck free that fit me perfectly because I needed some clothes at that time. So I know God is able when you do these things. And I've been a person that has prayed for the homeless and so money to me. Saturday, a guy was standing up on the corner and he walked up to me. And nowadays when people walk up to your car, because I'm over vacuuming my car, because I just took it for a car wash and I'm vacuuming it out, and this guy comes walking up to me, and I'm looking at him like, who you walking up for, And he asked me for some money. I didn't have nothing. So I was like, I thought about it, and I'm looking at this guy, and I got to think about where my life come from and what God has done for me. So, man, I went all the way to the bank, got the money out the bank, come back, he was gone. I searched for him, found him, sold the money into his hands, and prayed for him. The first thing he asked me to do for him, go buy him a beer. And I told him, I said, well, I'm a man of God, man. I can't do that. But you can go, here's the money. You can go do that for somebody. I was hoping you do something else with it. But you can take that money and do what you need to do with it. That's on you. So, helping the homeless is so key out here because God wants us to do these things. But in the same aspect, we can't enable people either. And that's something that we got to be careful with out there with doing that, Raheem, because and even when I lived in Detroit, man, you got when you talk about eyesores, you got buildings that's ran down. There's so many burned down houses and stuff in the D, and she could tell you about it. And Frank could tell you about it. It's a whole bunch of stuff that's messed up in Detroit that they tearing these places down because they eyesores, so they can make the city more beautiful. That's basically what Atlanta is doing. So unfortunately, they got to come to a place that where they're willing to help the homeless and put them in areas that where it's going to be feasible for them. And I ended with this. A dream of mine years ago, feeling about the homeless, was my center I thought of was the Redeem Center. That's something that I wanted to build for the homeless. To set something up to where I can help people and shelter them to help redeem their lives. And that's something that I really, that was on my heart at that time. So, you know, we just got to pray for them and help them where we can and just keep it moving. And that's the way I feel about it, man.
Good deal, good deal. Let me go to Rico right now. And after that, I'm coming to Tucson. Tucson, I know you're there, brother. I'm coming to you next. Rico, what's on your heart?
You know, when it comes to respect and compassion, you know, we have to really basically come from our heart. When it comes to being sincere, you got to come from the heart, but you got to be wise too. You addressing those about the situation with some of the homeless people, and I've talked to some too. Some of them have burdens. You know, we have to understand they're dealing with some burdens where they want to sort of withdraw from society and be left alone. You know, they've been going through struggles and all kind of trials, and they can't take it anymore. But then you have some that really just understand that they can survive off the basic necessities. They don't value all the material and superficial things that has the world and society distracted, the things that we complain about. They understand, you know, man, I could use these programs, and I can ask for just simple help from kind people and still survive. They made up their mind that they ain't gonna sit back here and break their neck trying to go and clock in at a job and not worried about being fired. I mean, you know, I talked to personnel managers. I know one that quit because she went to this job and she found out the system, this management system in place, is meant for you to hire people and then start harassing them and find reasons to fire. Write them up every chance you get. Don't give them no leeway. You know, think about it. They give you these guidelines. And don't get me wrong, they got to set rules in place at jobs to make sure you don't violate them. But some of these personnel managers realize that, man, they got a system where they want to make sure they keep insurance rates down. They got too many people that's making top pay, so now they need to weed these people out and bring in new people that's going to start bringing the wages down that they extending out. It's just so many different games and systems that people play, and compassion is not a part of it. See, if you don't have any compassion, you can't care about the people in India that's going through a natural disaster. You'll turn the channel. Yeah. Because it ain't bothering you. You ain't related to no Indians, no way. When the hurricanes hit in Puerto Rico, how many black people don't even know anything about those hurricanes still to this day? Because once they said Puerto Rico, well, it ain't had nothing to do with us. But then let them talk about Gucci Mane and Jeezy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We so distracted. You know, you said it earlier, people pay attention and put emphasis and efforts into what they want to put efforts into, and they don't have compassion for the gift of life. I'm gonna tell you something. Every morning I go live, I tell everybody that they won the biggest prize today. Every day. You won the lottery. I don't care. I could become the richest man in the world. I'm gonna tell you, man, the biggest gift, I used to say invention, but it ain't an invention. The biggest creation of everything is life. The best gift of everything we could think of is the gift of life. Not just mine. Everybody's. It's so beautiful. Just think about it. We exist. Wow. Man, it ain't a lottery big enough. Why can't I respect that for everybody? Why can't I celebrate the next person's same gift? Because I know how much it means to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So people could go somewhere with that if they can, they can go somewhere with it. I don't know, but I just want people to realize, man, it's simple. It's right in our faces. We keep talking about money. It's bigger than money. It ain't enough money in the world that's gonna make us do what we need to do. We need to respect and have enough compassion and love of each other's gift of life, and money won't even be an issue. We'll start giving money away. That little green paper that they got us sitting up here dying and killing each other for. Ain't that something?
Exactly. And see, the thing about it, if money was the answer, to everybody's woes, if you will, why do rich people kill themselves? Why do rich people commit? If money is the answer, why you got all these millionaires and billionaires killing themselves, man, committing suicide? Money cannot be it's not the answer. We've been tricked and hoodwinked into believing that it is. If only you had $1 million, you'll be okay. No, you won't.
I would.
A million pieces of paper. A million pieces of paper.
Now,
a million more problems.
Exactly. Now you got millionaire problems. Absolutely right.
Could y'all please cash out all y'all problems to $ LEN Jones?
LEN Jones. Okay, we gonna see you 10 of them.
I draw a hard line on this issue.
There you go. My thing is, and everybody think differently, man. I just don't think that money is the answer. I don't think money is the answer to your.
Well, they made it the answer. It is the answer now because they made it the answer. Now you got to be able to afford everything to get access.
Mm-hmm.
But if we got back to the basic rights of the gift of life and human nature, we wouldn't be in that situation. That's why I said some of these homeless people choose to be homeless because they ain't gonna play that game. They're not gonna fall to that system of the illusion of that paper dollar that we kill and die for.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Wendell, listen to the song, Mr. Wendell. It said there's a lot tied up in that song, Mr. Wendell. There's so much tied in that song. Let me go to Tucson. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother? Tucson, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening, and everybody area has its own problems.
Mm-hmm.
Hear what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to help in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
but Pastor Gould got his own problems.
Yeah.
I see them every day.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just throw charity starts at home and spreads abroad.
Mm-hmm.
Before, it makes no sense to me. Starting to make less sense more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
For me to send money overseas when I pass people every day. I'd start trying to leave little coins and dollar bills or whatever the case may be in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Because help is at the spur of the moment. It's not a program.
Yeah, come on.
It's not a event
Mm-hmm.
that we need to have. We just need to do it. It's simple
Mm-hmm.
to help somebody. But we're so concerned about ourselves and what we got going on. That's why I love joining in with people. But sometimes, most of the time, we have a frame of mind that per se, and since we're talking about that, our homeless are the only homeless. No, they're not.
Mm-hmm.
There are others.
Exactly.
So we just have to help where we are.
Mm-hmm. And Leonard.
Yes, sir.
Anna says, is Leonard in the studio? I say yes. She said, tell him I said hello. Hold on.
Hello, Anna.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey.
What's up, man? What you doing?
He hanging out.
Yeah, he hanging out.
Street.
Hey,
he hanging out. She letting him hang out this morning.
Exactly.
He's in class right by me. Miss, hey Leonard, why didn't I see you in camera? Look at you, I see you.
You were smiling so much. That smile looks perfect since we on camera and we doing shows, we acting and everything. Well, that smile is perfect. She got it. She can do it anytime. Nah, I bet. Right camera, smile pop out.
And do us a favor real quick. And do us a favor real quick. Give us your Hollywood wave. Give us your Hollywood wave.
I can't. Like, and that's only when I'm on camera and they ask me to do something. It's like really hard being put on the spot like that. It's very different than it is when we're in person than when we are behind cameras. If you guys get an opportunity, try it out. You guys will absolutely love acting. So really would.
So happy for you.
Yes, Leonard. I just love to see you too. I'm sure you want to be on camera too. He's skipping out on you, Raheem. No camera for him. I know. I kept seeing you look inside. I'm like, who's there? Is it Bishop or Leonard? It's one of the two.
Leonard, he hide himself over in the corner because he don't want to be on the camera. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I think he don't want COVID.
I'll be over there goofing off.
He be over there goofing off. He be over there.
He be making faces and stuff, don't he?
All kind of everything.
Yes, yes.
All kind of everything. Yes.
Not me. Oh.
That's why I'm real selective when I don't know. You don't see me look over to Adam a lot when he's talking because he making all kind of faces, doing all kind of things, and you trying to pull me off my.
I'm glad though, because I guess I left that making faces. It's good to make faces because it shows that you disagree with something without being mean. You just make a face.
Really, what I want people to get from it is, man, go help somebody. We're talking about it.
Yeah.
We're talking about. It just irritates me. Don't talk about it. Go do something. Do you know how many kids need to be adopted?
Yes.
Especially African American children.
So can I say something, Leonard and Raheem and Rico and everyone else? So this has been something that has been in my heart for about a month and a half now. And I think I am going to adopt a child because I want to do something. So that's what Leonard's talking about. And the footprints, that's what you were talking about. That's what being a better person, being a better human being, and doing more for others is about. Share a part of your compassion, share a part of your heart. Just because I love children so much, and mine are about to graduate, so why not help someone else while I can? So I love kids.
Go to your pastor. Go to your pastor, and as y'all pick some families or pick some apartment or an apartment complex in the area. Pay that rent.
Yeah.
Just find some, pay the rent. You don't need to talk about it. Get some money together and pay that person's rent if that's what you want to do.
And see, the thing about it, the beautiful thing about it, go to the and you don't have to know who it is.
Right.
You don't have to know who it is. Go to the apartment complex. Is anybody late on the rent? Is anybody close to being evicted or something like that? Is there an issue that you have here? And please understand, I don't want to know who they are. You don't have to tell me who they are. I don't want to see them. Here's their rent right here. Let's get them current. And that's something, Rico, that I think that we could do as well. What do you say to that?
I'm gonna simplify it because we done went right back to making it seem like you got to be something monetary and something. Everybody can't do anything monetary. Y'all used to see that I'd be walking my dogs every day, man, and it's a park that I walk through every day. There's homeless people just littered through that park. But you know what some of them homeless people want, man? They just want to have a regular conversation with somebody that don't treat them like they fixing to ask them for something or need something. Because you know what? They never ask me for anything. A lot of times they have the same conversations with me that I have with the people in the barbershop, with other people that are in high standing. A police officer might stop and ask me about my dog and want to have a conversation. I'll do the same thing with that homeless person.
Yeah.
The average person walking through that park gonna shoo them off like a stray dog.
Yeah.
They ain't got time to stop and listen to them because they think they fixing to ask for something. They think they stink. They think it's something they think wrong with them. When really and truly they ain't got no compassion. You ain't got to give them nothing all the time, but a little bit of respect. That's all they want sometimes. They want to be acknowledged and recognized. They're alive. We human. We got feelings too. So if they come up to you and ask you about your dog, if they come up to you and ask you about your car, you shouldn't be like, well, what the hell you asking me about a Mercedes for and your feet hanging out your shoes? You ain't finna have no Mercedes. But see, I saw a video the other day of this woman in Africa. Africa, of all places, this black woman pulled up in her car, and there was a starving little black girl outside the window, thirsty, wanted something to drink. And that girl she was drinking in front of the girl and put the bottle up to the window. And the girl was from the bush. So she didn't know that she couldn't drink through the window, and she started putting her lips up to the window. Then the girl pulled off, and the little girl was running beside the window trying to still get the little bottle of water that the girl was putting up, and she drink it again, and she laughed, and she posted it to go viral for likes. Then she had to go back and apologize. I'm gonna send it to you and show you how sick. One of us doing it to one of us because we done made it. They made it. They had financial. They done made it. They didn't have enough compassion for probably a distant relative. Probably was a distant relative that they were being that cruel to. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've seen white people do that in the past, use black children for footstools. But I've never seen, well, I've seen us do it to each other too, but it just goes to show you that sometimes you don't have to give anybody anything monetary. Just show some compassion and some respect, man. Sometimes give them some attention. They just want to have a regular conversation with somebody, so somebody will treat them with some respect. And I mean, why not talk about the Cowboys and the Steelers with them? They may have been a Steelers fan.
Yeah, exactly. My family and I, and like I said, we go downtown. My daughter was younger then. We'll go down. This was actually in Columbia, South Carolina, and they have a homeless situation there as well. And we was downtown walking, and there was a young lady that was there. Somebody, we got some background. We got some noise coming from somebody's line. Everybody mute your line for me, so we don't have the background noise. Everybody mute your line for me.
Pete.
Don't think it's Pete. Let me see. Oh, that's on Donald. Mute your line, Donald. Good deal. And we were downtown. We was walking, and there's a young lady. She was homeless. She was there, and I always go up. Leonard say I talk to everybody. I don't know where you get that from, but I was talking to her, and after the conversation, I gave her a couple of dollars. You know, I just reached my gave her a couple of dollars and everything, and she thanked me. And I said, no. I thought she was thanking me for the money. I thought she was thanking me for that. And but I said, no, I don't want, you know, it ain't enough. I didn't give you enough. She said, no, not. And she said, not for the money, for acknowledging me. Just for acknowledging the fact that I'm here. She said, because a lot of times people just look past me like I don't even exist, like I'm not even here. And she said, you came here, and she didn't approach me. I approached her and started talking to her. And she's like, thank you for acknowledging me.
Man, it's even worse. You see children with the same look on their face that they're being ignored and unacknowledged. Man, that's even sadder, man. When you see a child with that same look of despair, don't nobody even care that I'm here.
Yeah.
Everybody just looking past me. You see it. That man, I can't take it. It kills me.
Exactly. Leonard.
What?
What's on y'all? Let me tell you what happened. And this is another side. I'm gonna come back to you. My wife and I was at the store right down the street here. The one that's on Scenic. I was gonna say 7-8, no, it's actually on Scenic. And the people that's from this area know what I'm talking about. It's a little side store. And there was a guy, and he was the brother. He was from Africa. One of our African brothers. And he was asking for money. And I saw him talking to everybody, asking them for money. And this is the other side of the coin. He came up to me, and was leaving out. He came up to me. He said, hey man, you know, his car's parked aside. I need some money to get some gas. I need, get some gas. I'm short on gas money, blah, blah, blah. Now I've seen this dude go up to 5 or 6 different people asking them for money. I've seen him go up and ask them. And actually, I was sitting in the car. My wife in the store. She came back. I said, that guy, watch this guy right here. She said, what? She said, the guy right there. I said, he asked for some money. Watch this. And was leaving out. He waved us down. He said, can I speak to you for a second? I said, yeah, man, what's going on? He said, man, I'm having a hard day, man. I need some gas, make it across town, blah, 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 blah. So I pull up beside his car and sit there and we talked a little bit. And I said, you know what? I said, come on, man. He said, what? I said, drive your car over to the pump. He looked at me kind of strange, Rico. Because I felt something wasn't right. I felt something wasn't right. And he pulled his car up to the pump, and I said, look here, I'm gonna go ahead on. And I got my card. I said, I'm not gonna give you money. I got my card. I put my card in there, and I said, go ahead. I said, pump you some gas. I said, pump your gas. He like, no, I really rather have the money. I said, no, I'm not gonna give you no money, man. I said, you told me you needed gas. I said, pump the gas. This dude started. I put my car. He started pumping gas. This dude wasn't able to put $1.25 in his car because his tank was full. He wasn't even. And I said, man, and honestly speaking, I got angry, man. I got angry, and we pulled him to the side, and I look, I went off on him, man. You know, I want truth of the matter, you know, Lord forgive me. I went off on him. I told him about it. I said, man, look, you out here taking people money. You stealing people money, stealing from people. Man, I'm sorry, man. Nah, man. I said, no, you told me you needed gas, man. You told me you wanted my money because you wanted to put gas in your car. I took your car over there and I used my card, and you got $1.25, man. That's all your tank would hold. Leonard. Man, out there gaming people, man.
This is why, you know, I've learned from being in the community so long. You can't dictate to people. And so many times, you know, the giving and things, and people say, I'm gonna pay you back, I'm gonna pay you back. Brother, take care of your business. You know, that's what you asked for. Trust me, I'm not worried about it. God will take care of it all. You know, if you see me, you see me again. If you don't, you don't. But do know that it was because the Lord blessed me is why I'm blessing you.
Exactly.
And I have to go on about my business because I can't judge people. And you know, there's certain types of help. If you're gonna give, just give. If not, don't.
But see, my thing is, don't come to me lying to me, though.
Don't come to me lying to me. That's one thing you learn in the community. The lies, the lies, the lies.
Dude, man,
the games.
Come on, okay, you need gas. You asked me for gas. I'm gonna give you. Come on, I'm gonna give you. You asked me for gas. Come on, pull your car to the pump. I'm gonna get you some gas. $1.25 is all his tank will hold.
And you know, a lot of people get upset, and you see that, like that situation you had. That's sometimes will stop people from ever giving to someone else again. And people's hearts get hard because you hear all they running scams, they doing this, they doing that. Or you know what? If you don't want to do anything, it's best just don't do it.
But see, my thing, and
see, you wanted to
acted
do
up.
it.
I acted.
I know you, and you should have used it for ministry.
I acted up, man. I told her to do it. I made it. Look here, I made it do it. Go over there beside my wife, beside the car, and apologize for my wife and everything. She like, Raheem, leave me alone. I said, no, this dude, no, I'm not gonna leave him alone because this dude out here lying to people, out here stealing these people money, and
he taking food out your mouth.
Yeah.
You know how folk get.
I'm like, man, no. My wife, she's like, leave me alone, right? No, I'm not gonna leave her alone because you know this ain't right.
But come on now, man of God. You should have had a ministry at that moment for that man.
What am I gonna tell her? That should not steal.
That should be for you. That's for you. You know, Anna, it's so crazy because trust me,
come on,
I've seen guys that you know you give them some money and they say, well, man, I'm gonna pay you back as soon as I get it. And you know, they'll see you walk up and down. I used to just walk up and down the street, you know, back and forth in the West End and things like sit at the park, like Rico said. I used to sit at the park, you know, it don't matter if you're home or not. I used to sit and talk to a man that used to swear it was his house that I was in, working in, and they need to give him the house back. And sit across the street. I thought, well, they sit here on this side of this porch right here because we have people coming in and out. And well, this is my house. I tell you what, go across that street if you want to sit over there. But if I catch you sitting on this porch again, I'm calling the police. So he would move over, and he's still there, you know, with his suit and everything. But he's a guy that lives in the park. And you know, you talk to people and you get used to them, and they get used to you. And you know. You develop a relationship with people, and the relationship is that I'm always trying to rescue you. The relationship is, hey, let's talk as human beings. You know, like Rico kind of was saying. You know, sometimes if you just talk to people and you realize, you know, everybody ain't wrapped too tight, as they would say.
Yeah, this dude out there, this dude out there stealing, man.
Imagine, okay, you talk about that. Imagine this. I used to help this guy, right? And I would get him a place to stay. I would talk to his social workers. You know, everyone that gets any type of social assistance, there is a social worker assigned to their case. So usually I'll reach out and try to contact their social worker to make sure they're getting all the benefits and things like. So this one guy, I would help him out. I would get him a place to stay. A couple months, guess what? He called me again. I said, well, what happened with the last place? Man, I changed my. I was gonna do this. Okay, Mr. Jones, you know, you got to follow some rules. And well, you know, I just want to do. Okay, Mr. Jones. And this brother was on dialysis, right? And so even with dialysis, if you're homeless, wherever you say you're going to be, they'll come pick you up. And so my thing was to keep him at at the place at the mission, so they could pick him up and take him to dialysis.
Yeah.
And so before you come up, what happened, Mr. Jones? Why you wasn't at the mission today? I got kicked. Why'd you get kicked out? Well, they said I need to be in at a certain time. Well, you have to be in at a certain time, Mr. Jones. See, we have to don't force ourselves on people, but meet their need at the same time. So if you ask someone what they need, if they tell you I just need a drink, guess what? Guess what? I might not go buy the liquor for you.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give you a couple dollars. I want to pray with you right now. You know, because I know you gonna take it to get the drink anyway. You know that's what you're gonna do anyway. But you know what? That man, you're gonna come back in an hour, and that man gonna be sitting in that park and he gonna be smiling. You know, sometimes it's just that little bit.
Is he smiling because you're happy, or is he smiling because
it don't matter to me? He's smiling.
He happy.
You know.
Hold on for a minute. Let me go to Anna. Let me go to Anna. Anna, what's on your heart, sis?
Wow, Leonard, I couldn't agree with you more. When I lend, I don't even look back, because, you know, and I understand your frustration, Raheen. I really do, as a human being, because your heart was there. But then again, you know, you did your part. God gonna bless you regardless. He the one his car might break. You know what I'm saying? It might be a little bit more than $1.25. You know, and continue doing good. Continue doing the right thing. If you lend money, I always tell people, let it be something you don't need. You're not looking to get back. If you get it back, great. You can trust the person and lend them again, and so forth, so on, if they need it in the future. But besides that, and if you don't want to lend, don't, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to that, to finances, listen, I only lend if I want to lend. Now, because they're most 90% of the time they don't even pay back. So I'm past that.
And I want to tell Rico, you know, when it comes to being to giving and things, because me and my mother was not a business person, but she was a Christian and a giving person.
Okay.
And she never wanted to be viewed as nasty or selfish or anything like that. So my mother had a couple houses, right? She gave it away.
Good Lord.
Son could have used that, Rico. You know what I'm saying? But this concept that it'll cause an issue. Like with me and my mother, I was like, Mom, why wouldn't you redo this, that, or the other? You know what? I just rather not be bothered.
Yeah.
And you know, she had given the house to folks, and she had given them rules, and she had told them to do this, and they couldn't even do that.
They didn't do it. No, they didn't do it. They didn't do it.
So she gave it away as opposed to being viewed as like, I don't want people to demonize people who have things.
Exactly.
As if they're bad people.
Well, hold on. Let me pull some more people because we ready to get out of here, man. It's 9:59. I want to go. Let me go to Tucson. Tucson, was I wrong, man? Tucson, was I wrong?
You just could have been better.
Let me tell you what I did. There was a guy. I see him underneath the bridge. I see him underneath the bridge all the time. He was at this store, and so I'm going in the store, and he said, "Man, buy me. I need a Coke." And so I go in the store thinking, okay, I'm gonna buy a man a Coke. So I come in there, a Coke for him, a Coke for me. I said, here you go. I don't want that. I want the money. I stood right there and drank both of them.
That's what they're Tucson.
Lord, my Jesus. Lord, my Jesus. Okay, Tucson. Lord, my Jesus.
How you hope he wasn't thirsty? How Tucson? Because you offered him the soda.
You see, he wasn't thirsty. He just wanted the money. If he was thirsty, he'd have took the Coke. It didn't bother him. He just went on to the next.
But Rico, I'm gonna tell you something. That upset me, man.
No, I know it did. I know it did. See, this is probably what you were thinking.
Let's just keep it moving.
Yeah. But I couldn't let it go, man. I couldn't let it go.
You should have got your hose and siphon the gas out. That was 25 with.
What I'm gonna do with it, man? What I'm gonna do with it? Put it on the ground?
0.8 gallons.
Lord, my Jesus. But look, it's time we got to get on out of here, man. It's been a great. Let me see. Somebody put a comment. Let me see what the comment. Oh, good morning. I don't know if somebody say good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. We're about to get out of here. Anna, what's going on at 3:00 today?
At 3:00, if you missed the show Way Out Wednesday, you can watch it in its entirety at www.dkmmediagroupandassociates.com.
Good deal.
Notice the posture.
Yeah, you see that. It's so nice. Look.
Yeah.
That's that Hollywood. That's Hollywood. That's that Hollywood.
She's giving us the camera.
Look,
she in that camera.
Yeah, that's that Hollywood. Give us that wave. Give us that wave, man. Give us that wave, man.
I
Give us
got
that
to
wave.
tease Anna. That's my girl.
Give us that wave, man.
I got to tease her.
She got that Hollywood wave. Yeah.
We ain't gonna forget December the 7th. Make sure y'all register to vote.
Exactly.
For the upcoming runoff we're gonna have here in Georgia. Shout out to the folks in Kwanzaa Hall is gonna fill this period for John Lewis to see.
Yes.
And then the chemo go in on first of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep change moving so we can do what we talked about. This whole thing we talking about, it has to be accomplished by government.
Exactly.
People can do a lot, but you have to understand the extent of the issue. And we need to stop finding fault with one another.
Yes.
And just find out ways that we can work it out. Because, like I said, if you go into a church or whatever, guess what? Don't be looking around wondering why they ain't doing nothing. Go make an appointment with your pastor and ask him to do it. Don't just assume that we assume that everybody ought to be ain't nobody doing nothing. No, ain't nobody doing things the way you want them done. That's your issue.
Exactly.
Because there are people that are doing a lot of things. And if you're out in the community, you meet them every day. If you want a nonprofit, it's easier now to get a nonprofit than it ever has. 1023 EZ form, I believe it is, to do a nonprofit, because a lot of you ain't got no money no way. So take advantage of the easy form right now. So you can get on the road to making money and things and securing these grants. Stop criticizing.
Yeah.
And start finding a way to accomplish what it is you want to see happen.
Exactly. Now, Leonard, can I get you to pray us out, brother?
Sure. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you once again for this opportunity to speak over these airwaves to people. We hope that they found something that they can use and something valuable to them. We hope that they understand it is by our Christ that we are able to do these things. And we want to make sure that we do things in all righteousness. These and other blessings we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Good deal. Anna, what's on your heart before we get out of here?
Nothing. I wanted to let the listening audience know with what Leonard was saying, to kind of piggyback off of that. If you guys need help with a nonprofit, I started one on my own. I was able to do it. Contact me. Contact Leonard. Leonard is great at all that stuff. I even contact Leonard sometimes when I need advice.
Leonard?
Yeah, just Leonard. Just Leonard. He's an actor too. You didn't know?
Yeah.
He's trying to get in on the show too. You hear him, right?
Bring him on. Tell him, say hello to everybody.
Come here, say hi to everybody. Hi.
Hey,
what's up?
There you go.
This young man is going to be 16 on the 16th. I know he's got a man here.
Look at happy birthday, Hollywood. Listen, we're about to get out of here. Rico, your heart, Rico?
Oh no, man, it's good show today, man. Like I said, we start talking about compassion, man. When we go out here and elect our politicians, make sure we have our politicians chosen that have a platform of somewhat of compassion and respect.
That's right.
And maybe we can, we could get to some of these solutions that we asked for and that we actually complaining about.
Absolutely right.
I'm going to share with you all. I got something I'm putting together called 2120. I'm gonna send it to all y'all. Y'all take a look at it. Tell me what y'all think about it. This is what I was talking about when I was speaking to Corey about the program that we're coming up with to help people in the community. Mainly a lot of homeless people or whoever need help. I know Anna has a heart for helping people. We've done several things at the station where we help different people. We actually did a telethon one time before. We did a telethon where we came together. And we had other people that had other situations that we came together and helped them. This is going to be something that we can actually collect resources. And so when people are in need, they could come to us. Again, we're going to give to the needy. We're not trying to give to the greedy. We're going to give to the needy, the ones that actually need it. We're gonna have a board of people that's gonna come together. Bishop actually gonna be on the board. Leonard's gonna be on the board. And if y'all want to, y'all certainly be on the board as well. Where we go over the different things, the different applications that we get for help, and make sure that they actually need it. We can't help people because they went out there and bought a brand new pair of Jordans, and now they ain't got money for the light bill. That's not what it's for. But for when people are really in need, and people really need something, people really need assistance, because people run into hard times. It happens.
If you have homes or things that you're not using, or things of that nature that can be used, donate them to nonprofit organizations. Leave things in your will to organizations that you know are working in the community. People say, who gives up a home? People with several. People with several. I mean, there are people with homes now that they can't get rid of, that they bought them when the season was great, like in certain areas where I'm from, like brother was talking about in Detroit and things like that. There's land and things like that in certain communities. Tell your pastor or your churches, or go to them and appeal to them and ask them, hey man, what about the lot down the street?
Can I get that?
Or is that something that the church can do? Or can the church, I got this plan, if I could work with people at the church or what have you. I've worked with different pastors doing different things. Shout out to my man, F. Keith Slaughter, Trap Pastor, trappastor.com. He does this over in the area.
Exactly. Now listen, 10:07. Leonard gonna keep us till the 10:30, but we gotta get out of here. Leonard gonna keep us till the 10:30, 10:35, 10:4. Leonard said, I'm going already. Look at it.
Let me say this right quick. Raheem. Sometimes it can be very simple too. If you like to go fishing and you talk to a homeless person one time that said they like to fish or they used to like to fish, stop by one day and take one fishing with you.
Yeah. There you go. And I definitely do that, because I love to fish. Trying to get this fella beside me to go fishing. He talking about it's too cold, man. It ain't too cold to fish. Wrap yourself up and let go.
He act like I don't be going.
It is too cold right now. It was snowing. What you talking about?
No. This crappie season. This is when the crappie bite. This crappie season right here. Yeah. Them crappie bite.
Yeah. After all that wind goes, maybe fishing's okay. Leonard's right. I wouldn't.
I go out there all day.
And I like fishing too.
My dad out there right now, probably.
Exactly, man. Look here. I'll go out there with snow on the ground and go fishing, man.
Yeah,
with snow on the ground, I go fishing.
I've been ice fishing before.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't be doing that with mine. I will be out there looking. If the fish bite, I want to be out there.
From Michigan, that's what we do.
Yep. Look here. Y'all got a team?
What?
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
I'm a Saints fan, but the team is the Lions.
Okay.
I'm sure could destroy the Falcons.
Did they take their teeth out? The Lions must have took the lion teeth out.
Everybody good as the Jets. Shout out to my Michigan family. And all peace and blessings for my new nephew.
Oh yeah.
Jai Terrell Parker.
Good deal.
Born yesterday.
Good. There you go. And Rico, my main man, Rico. I apologize, brother. I want to do this publicly, man. I apologize to you, man.
You've been starting that mess for the night. Don't put that old stinking cup up on that screen, man.
Look. I apologize to you, brother.
Man, still, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear that mess like that. You know what? Baltimore #1, Tennessee #1, Pittsburgh Fooey. Don't nobody want to see that mess right there, man.
I apologize, brother. I apologize, man. Look here. I'm gonna apologize in advance.
We're gonna need some help. We're gonna need some help tonight. We're gonna need some prayer and some assistance, some miracles tonight, though.
Yeah, all the college teams and all the other teams come together, and y'all get up. Man, y'all need a lot tonight. I'm gonna
be careful.
Yeah, but you know what though? You gotta play the game though.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta play the game. You never know.
Shout out to all those folks. I'm telling them to be careful because there's a lot of sports teams and young AAU and things like that. If you know people playing, COVID is out here.
Exactly.
COVID is out here. So don't get too caught up and then, get messy. Because COVID's still out here. You got certain teams are suffering because of it.
Can I go home, man? Can I go home, man?
You can turn it off. Pull the plug. Where's that?
Ain't no
plug.
It
out the wall.
You made me think about Irby and Rakim pull the plug and I jet back to the lab without a mic to grab.
Exactly.
So y'all don't know about that. See, y'all don't know about it. Oh, excuse me, Anna. I ain't mean to do that. Listen,
they ain't trying to leave out of they miss your face being on here. They trying to hold on long as they can. They know it'll be another 6 months before you show back up.
You know what? It was actually a miracle that I can get on today. Nathaniel's teacher, his work study teacher, sent a message, and she was an alert, and she said, "I'm sorry, an emergency came up. I won't be able to do virtual today." And she sent their work. So I was actually watching him do his work while I was on here, and I have missed you guys tremendously. And this was really nice. So I'll try to log back in. You know, it's really hard with them being in school, but I'll try to log back in. I miss all of y'all's faces.
Good deal.
Beautiful faces. Y'all models.
we ain't got Hollywood status like you yet, but we trying to get there. But listen, it is 10:11. Time for us to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow to be a part of your day. It is 10:12. You're about to exit the Morning Glow, but before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us, because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug, because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. We shine some of this light in you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. You'll have a great day. Take an opportunity, if you don't mind, and give somebody some love. You just might get some love in return. Have a great day, y'all.